Before proceeding ahead, why I have not uploaded the recorded sessions? It is because on our Sunbeam YouTube channel, so if you search on Google Core Java Lectures Sunbeam, you will find there is Java Lecture 1, which is Programming Fundamentals with Java and Sunbeam Infotech. There are 5 lectures which are there on our YouTube channel. You can just search on Google and then you will get 5 lectures of me. And here also, I have taught the same concept, which is called as Java Introduction JDK Installation. So that's the reason I've not uploaded it onto your portal. So if someone would like to do some revision, you can easily search on YouTube and you can find 5 Java lectures of mine, which are conducted for the other batch students, correct? So you can just look into it. You can fast forward, you can just go to specific topic and so on, and you can search for it. So those students who have missed first 5 days lectures, so you can just go through these videos. It will be helpful for you, right? That's why I've not uploaded it. Apart from that, yesterday I have uploaded the video, and afternoon time, it takes little time for getting the video processed and upload. Maybe the load on the server is more. That's the reason when I normally finish my evening lecture at 7:15, I just check whether the processing is done and immediately I post the message. Meanwhile, जब तक मैं message नहीं डालती हूँ, it means the video is still in process. Please do not worry. You cannot expect immediately after 1 o'clock at 1:30 that the video will get uploaded. So it will be uploaded by end of the day, right? That's how I promised on day 1, right? So you should serve patience as well as you should attend the live lectures otherwise. So let us talk about, I have yesterday given you a quick revision on the few concepts which we have done in the last class. Apart from that, we have started with the concept of string functions. We have seen string functions from the class string. We have seen strings are, I'll mute you. I'll mute all. Anyways, so when you talk about string, in that case, string is having different functions. So we have seen concat function, we have seen string length function is 2 uppercase, 2 lowercase, and so on. When you use string header file, when you use string class, some methods are static, some are non-static. Here I have explained value of method also. Then we have also seen concept of equal, equal, and equals. I have given you the meaning of what happens when I do not have my own equal method. It will go to the object class equals method. When I don't have my equals method, hash code method, it goes into the object class hash code method. So if you have defined your own equals and hash code method in your own defined class, then definitely us class ka hi method call hoga. When you say equals, it checks first for the reference equality. Agar double equal to ही false है, तो वो content भी false ही देने वाला है. If you say hash code, it generally calculates some hash value. The hash value is basically same for the object whose equal to is true. I have spent at least 1 hour on explaining how to write equals in the hash code, how to override equals in the hash code. I have also given you the meaning of when you are specifying equals and hash code in your STS inside your class, तो उसी class का equals and hash code call होता है. After that, we have talked about the concept of string buffer, string builder class. These are the 2 classes where you can modify the string, and that's why we say string buffer and string builder can be used. Strings are mutable. You cannot change the value of string once you have defined it. And if you use string buffer, original data gets modified. String builder, then original data gets modified. After that, we have also talked about string tokenization. When you talk about string tokenization, then it means I want to separate out the fields from the whole string. If I say in tokenization, we have used 2 methods. One is has more elements and next element. That has more tokens and next token. So these are the 2 methods that we can go for string tokenization. There is one more function which is called as split. Split function is also used for splitting your string in, you can say, in some specific format. So you can see string, there is a method, and there is something called as split. Can you see split? You pass some string, you pass some limit. You basically here, whenever you are working with split, it basically tries to give you a set of string whose return type is string array. तो या तो आप string tokenizer भी use कर सकते हो या फिर आप split function भी use कर सकते हो. Completely based on you whether which way you would like to go for, right? So that is how you can go for different functionalities. Then we have also talked about something called as inheritance. If I have has a relationship, it is association. If I have is a relationship, it is inheritance. There are 2 more. One is called as creates. In that case, it is nothing but instantiation. Instantiation. So what do you mean by instantiation? It means जब आप कोई भी object बनाते हो तो उस process को हम बोलते हैं instantiation. So for example, when you are writing employee, it means E is one reference, or when you say is equal to new employee, it means E is one object which is created for the employee class E. तो creates a relationship जब आता है तो in that case we say it is nothing but instantiation. Instantiation is creation of object. There is one more which is called as dependency. When you go for Java database connectivity, in that case, you have heard about something called as primary key. You have heard about something called as foreign key. तो जब हम database के साथ connectivities करते हैं तो कुछ tables में कुछ fields एक दूसरे के ऊपर dependent होती है. And in that case, I will say that a relation is called as dependency relationship. So we have seen the concept of inheritance, how to call a constructor of the superclass by using the super keyword, how to call a overridden method of the superclass, which is called as super.method name. I have given you types of inheritance, and we have seen what happens when you create the object of the derived class. That's what we have seen into the last class. So let us talk about today's agenda, which is day 8 agenda. Right, today we will see one more example of inheritance, because if someone have missed the last lecture, so at least they will come to know what we have seen and why we have what are the types of inheritance and so on, and some basic example. Right, then we will talk about something called as abstract classes. We will also talk about something called as upcasting and downcasting. Right, and we will see concept of interface. This is what is today's agenda. Though there are 4 topics, but most commonly asked questions in your interviews are on these lines. I'll just save it as day 8. All right. So I hope you all have revised up to this point. Have you tried the codes? Right. So are you now finding little bit confidence in you if you compare yourself from day 1? Any specific suggestions or input? Because it's around 20 days or so, we are on the halfway. So everyone is getting whatever I'm teaching, and everyone is gaining confidence, learning new things. Okay. ठीक है. All right. Good. Good. Okay. So very little confidence, but getting it, that means it means you just need little bit practice. Right. So someone is saying I can write 4 to 5 programs in a day. So that means still you need to speed up the process, because in 4 hours we do so many programs. So you have to little bit speed up. Okay. All right. Now let us say we will go for something called as class vehicle. So I want to make an inheritance where I'll say car is a vehicle. Correct. So we will go ahead with a simple example where I have integer number of wheels or wheels. So it will have number of wheels, and maybe I'll say string color. That's it. Right. And when I say or vehicle, I'll just put VID and the color integer VID. So this will give me some vehicle ID, and maybe I will go for a string type. That's it. Next, let us say in the class vehicle, maybe vehicle can be any type. So I'll specify the type over here. And let us say, I'm just saying class car extends vehicle. Right. So here I'll just write integer, or maybe I'll say integer CID, which is car ID. Maybe I'll say integer price of the car, and maybe I'll say string color of the car. So if you can just say here the vehicle, or you can put this color field over here also, because every vehicle will have some specific color. But yes, every vehicle type we are considering only one, which is of car. So I'm keeping 2 different variables in the class vehicle, and creating 2 different variables inside the car class car. If I'm creating this as private, is it okay? Yes, it is absolutely okay. You can have private members in the class vehicle. Here also, I'm having private members in the class this. Next point. If you write here vehicle, so this is nothing but a constructor. So I'll just right click, I'll say source, I'll say generate constructor from the superclass. The vehicle class is having the superclass's object, so I'll say generate. I hope you remember right now it is parameterless constructor. Writing of super is completely optional. But right now you know हम यहाँ पे super क्यों लिखते हैं because it will give a call to superclass constructor. Next, if I'm saying right click, source, generate super constructor using the fields. So I have VID and the color, I'll say generate. At this moment, when you say super, it is going to give a call to superclass constructor. But if the user have defined its own values, so definitely it will be assigned VID and color. Everyone is aware about this class constructors. Again, I'll just go for source and I'll say generate toString. So when you say I'm generating toString, I'm giving VID and I'm giving color and I'll say generate. So this is going to display the toString method. Now, I'm just saying display method where I want to print vehicle ID, which is this dot VID, and I want to give a or I want to display the color of the vehicle. So I'll say this dot color. That's it. Now, next point. If you want to fetch some specific private fields of the class, you can always go for generating getters and setters. So I'll say source, generate getters and setters. So I'll say select all and I'll say generate. So this is going to generate your getters and setters. Everyone, is the class definition is understood by you? Perfect. Now, I'm saying in my class car, I have two fields which are private. I will go for source, generate constructor from the superclass. When I say generate constructor from the superclass, if you see here, it is generating one default constructor, which is car. It will give a call to the parameterless constructor of the vehicle class. If you do not write the keyword super in parameterless constructor, it is absolutely okay. It is because when you say parameterless constructor, it gets called automatically. After that, if you can observe into this scenario, my class car is having two fields. But when I'll receive the object, when I create the object of class car, it is going to have four fields, out of which two fields are taken from superclass and two fields are taken over here. So here, while defining the parameterized constructor, I will just say this dot CID is equal to CID, this dot price is equal to price. That is okay. But what about these two fields? Please take it from the superclass. In my superclass constructor, when I'm passing the two parameters within the super, it means it is going to give a call to the superclass constructor. At this moment, line number 65 is having call to superclass parameterized constructor. First field is int, second field is string. So it will go to this constructor where first field is int, second field is string. And that's how it will go ahead. Have you understood up to this point, the super keyword? Perfect. One more time. Here, I want to create a toString method. So I'll say source and I'll say toString method. When you say toString, it is going to have field CID and price. And I want to give a call to inherited methods also. So if you can observe, it is giving me CID, it is giving me price, it is calling super.toString, and it is calling getters and setters also. I do not need getters and setters and hash code. I just need to give a call to superclass toString. So it is going to print CID, the price, and superclass toString is called. So it is going to print me VID and the color because I have here VID and the color. The most important point that you need to understand over here is I have my own toString method. अगर मैं toString method में फिर से toString method को लिखती हूँ, तो it will be a recursion. I do not want to go for a recursion. I have to call a superclass toString method. That's why I'll go for super.toString. That is what you have to understand. Next, let us say I have these two as a private fields. So definitely here also I'll go for getters and setters. So I'll just say generate getters and setters. I'll say select all and I'll say generate. Then I am writing void display function. This display function is written within the class car. I will try to display the two fields. What are the two fields? Car ID and the price. So I'll just say system.out.println car ID is equal to this dot CID and price is equal to this dot price, right? In this scenario, let us try to first execute this code. I'll just say I'm creating car C1 is equal to new car, and I'm saying C1 dot display. At this moment, for the first time, parameterless constructor will be called. Any fields are initialized into it? No. It will go up. Any fields are initialized with it? No. So int, this will be 0, string color will be null, and your price and CID will be 0 and 0. So when I try to say C1.display, and when you execute this code, let's observe the output. Can you see I have got car ID and price equal to 0. But why did I not got the information about this display function, vehicle ID and color क्यों नहीं मिला? It is because my display function is defined in the vehicle class. My display function is defined in the car class. The function definition is different, but can I say function signature is the same? Line number 43 and line number 83 both are having same signature. This concept is called as function overriding. The reason is my function is basically overriding in the class, in the derived class. Now, here I'll say this is overridden method. So display function अगर मेरे base class में भी है, derived class में भी है, दोनों का signature same है, तो I will say it's a overridden method. Quickly tell me, see, display method is called upon which object? C1. C1 belongs to which class? Car class. So will it go to the car class display method? Yes, and it is displaying me car ID and price. But have I given a call to superclass display method anywhere? No. So what is the solution? If I say this dot display, will it cause a recursion? Yes. The reason is this indicates the current object. Current object के ऊपर display call किया तो वो फिर से display को ही call करेगा. C1 में तो car में ही point करेगा. If I just write only display, in this case again it will call a recursion. Do I have to recursion? No. If you want to give a call to the overridden method from the superclass, we write super.display. I hope the point is clear to everyone. I'll just execute it. Can you see? I have got the correct output. Perfect. Next, when I say car, C2 is equal to new car. And I'm saying C2.display. Sorry. So here, C2 is having 4 fields. One is VID, color, CID, and price. Maybe I'm passing vehicle ID 1, 2, 3. And color is, let us say, white, and I'm saying 456, and I'm saying maybe 7 or maybe 10 lakhs. I'm just writing 10. So let us execute this and try it out. Are we okay? Yes or no? Perfect. Good. Now, let us say at this moment, I'm having a class called car extends vehicle. How many superclasses are present? 1. Now, what I want one more class. Maybe class bike extends vehicle. Is it okay in Java? Guys, एक super class है, 2-3 base classes. It is allowed in Java. So can I say bike के पास भी vehicle के features रहेंगे plus bike के खुद के features रहेंगे? Correct. Right? Maybe I'm talking, let us say engine number. थोड़े से fields change कर लेती हूँ. And maybe I'm just writing integer cost. So here I'll just say private field. Here also I'll just say private field. Can I say here same thing will go ahead. Source, generate getters and setters. I'll say select all, it will generate. I'll say right click, source, generate constructor using fields, and I'm saying generate. So superclass construct, parameterless constructor and parameterized constructor both will get created. I'll just say source, generated constructor from the superclass. So I'm generating the constructor from the superclass. What will be the change over here? Bike, integer, engine number, and cost. This will just change. So here I'll write this dot engine number is equal to engine number this dot cost is equal to cost. Correct? Next point. In this case, let us say I have one void display function. In this display function, we will say super dot display. So ये vehicle class के you can say methods vehicle class के fields को display को call करेगा, and I'm putting engine number is equal to this dot engine number, and maybe I'll go for system.out.println cost is equal to this dot cost. So let us say I'll put here print statement. I'm so sorry, system.out.println as empty statement. Next, I'll create bike B1 is equal to new bike, and I'll say B1 dot display. Again, bike B2 is equal to new bike. Inside the bracket, maybe I'll pass VID, color, number, and cost. Maybe I'll say 987. Maybe I'll say black. Maybe I'll pass some number. Maybe I'll pass some 70,000. Right? So in this case, I'll say B2 dot display. I'll just execute it. I hope you are able to understand how the things are working. Can you see? Vehicle features are inherited in the class car and they are inherited in the class bike. Are we okay? Perfect. Now, I'll give you one practice question. Create a package having a name com.vehicle.project or com.vehicle. That's it. Then, in this package, create a bike.java, and in this package, create car.java. Right? In this package, or maybe you create com.vehicle.utils package, where you can first create, create three objects of bike, correct? And calculate average of cost. Again, create three objects of car and calculate average cost. That's it. Again, have a you can say com.vehicle.tester. In this, you define main and call utils. That's it. Have you all understood up to this point? Everyone. I hope you remember, अगर 3 ऑब्जेक्ट्स क्रिएट करने हैं तो आप यहाँ पे आपके पास 2 ऑप्शंस है. बाइक B1 is equal to new bike, bike B2 is equal to new bike, bike B3 is equal to new bike, or next you can also create array of objects, right? If you want, you can add on display functions appropriately wherever you want. If you want, you can do accept the details from user. And if you want, you can add on some classes, some more classes also. Your wish. Is it okay? Is it okay? ये आपका पैकेज 1 है, ये आपका पैकेज 2 है, एंड ये आपका पैकेज 3 है. और इस पूरे प्रोजेक्ट का नाम आप व्हीकल डेमो देना. I hope it is clear. Yes or no? Perfect. अब someone is asking, okay, here obviously आपको एक और क्लास लगेगा, which is vehicle class. करेक्ट? जहां से आप इनहेरिटेंस स्टार्ट करोगे. Okay? All right. Is it okay? This is the practice question. Are you able to understand the problem statement? Question 1. Right. Will you be able to do this? Perfect. If you do this, then it will be easy for you. Okay. All right. All right. Now, let us go ahead to the next part, which is called as abstract classes. First, I'll cover abstract class, then we will talk about upcasting and downcasting. Before proceeding ahead, have you ever heard about the word abstraction? So what is abstraction? Abstraction means initially you are not aware about the things which are present into the class. Hiding some detail is also one example of abstraction. Correct? Now, let us assume, if I'm saying, I'll take a simple example. I have a class, a shape class or a bounded shape class. I'll say bounded shape class. In this bounded shape class, I have two variables x and y. I'm just assuming. In this bounded shape class, maybe I'll define one toString, which is going to display x and y. In this bounded shape class, I have one area method. Area method is going to return me some double value or int value, whatever is your choice. But if I'm saying I'm talking about some shape, so at this moment, if I ask you that this calculate the area of shape, correct? Can you calculate the generalized area of shape? Can you write functionality within this at this point of time? Yes or no? अगर मैं आपको बोलती हूँ मुझे बाउंडेड शेप क्लास के अंदर एरिया फंक्शन को डिफाइन करना है, क्या आप एरिया फंक्शन को अब इस लोकेशन पे डिफाइन कर सकते हो क्या? Yes or no? How will you define? Just tell me. If I tell you I need to calculate the area, तो आप यहाँ पे functionality में क्या लिखोगे? Do you know the type of shape right now? No. So how can you write the functionality at this stage? Can you write the functionality at this stage? No, you cannot. Perfect. Perfect. Next. If I'm saying I'm talking about one more class, here I have one more class. Maybe I'll say circle and rectangle. I'll say here circle and here rectangle. Correct? And now, if I'm saying circle is a shape, can I say like that? Circle is a shape, correct? Can I say rectangle is a shape? Right. It means which type of OOP feature I'm talking about? I'm talking about inheritance. That means here I can have a concept of inheritance so that I can reuse the features. Do you all agree? Perfect. Means can I say here the area method, if I just say double area, obviously I'll have some variable called as radius in the class circle. And can I calculate area over here? Yes. Next, I'll say I'll go for width and height or length and width and the height. And if I say now, can I calculate the area of rectangle? Answer is yes. So what has happened in this scenario? In this scenario, circle class is also having the area method. Rectangle class is also having the area method. In this case, I'll say I'll create a circle object. I'll create a rectangle object. When I give a call to circle object area method, it will go here. When I give a call to rectangle, it will go here. Do you all agree? Correct. अगर मेरे पास बाउंडेड शेप क्लास नहीं रहता था, बेस एरिया मेथड नहीं रहता था, तो कैन आई से आई हैड टू गिव सर्कल का एरिया मेथड, मे बी एरिया 1 और एरिया ऑफ सर्कल, ऐसे कुछ तो मेथड लिखना पड़ता था. एंड मे बी व्हेन आई एम सेइंग एरिया ऑफ रेक्टेंगल, तो यहाँ पे मुझे कुछ तो एरिया ऑफ रेक्ट ऐसे करके मेथड लिखना पड़ता था. डू यू ऑल अग्री? सो इफ आई वांट टू मेंटेन some common function name among all the classes, then what I have done, I've created one base class having the common name called as area. Did you all understand up to this point? Perfect. So when I'm defining, लॉजिक तो डिफरेंट ही रहेगा, दैट्स ट्रू. यहाँ पे लॉजिक डिफरेंट रहेगा, यहाँ पे लॉजिक डिफरेंट रहेगा, लेकिन फंक्शन का नाम सेम है इन डिफरेंट स्कोप. सिग्नेचर इज सेम इन डिफरेंट स्कोप. कैन आई से दिस इज नथिंग बट फंक्शन ओवरराइडिंग? Do you all agree? Everyone? Right. But here is the most important point. In this case, I have no idea about what is the function definition of area function at this stage. I'm repeating. In this scenario, I do not know function definition of area at this stage. Bounded shape के अंदर area function का function definition मुझे क्या लिखना चाहिए मुझे नहीं पता. The reason is I cannot write it, right? So here I'll declare this as abstract. So did you understand when to write the method? You can say as abstract. When at the initial stage you are not aware about the function definition, in that case we will go for abstract. कुछ समझ में आया? Everyone. And if you declare any method as abstract, then it is your duty to define the class as abstract. In Java, there is no virtual keyword. Guys, I'll repeat once again. Area method का function definition, जब मैं class bounded shape बनाऊंगी, तो मुझे नहीं पता है उसकी definition में क्या लिखूं. And मैं class के अंदर function को सिर्फ declare नहीं कर सकती. इसलिए मैं उसे abstract declare कर दूंगी. What does it mean? I am not aware about the method double area inside the class bounded shape. सिर्फ abstract method declaration होता है super class में. जैसे जैसे मैं उसे inherit करूंगी वैसे वैसे मैं उसका definition बताती जाऊंगी. So if any class is having any abstract method, that class must be declared as abstract. Have you all understood up to this point? Everyone. ठीक है. So what we will do here is we will create a package P1. Inside it, we will have a bounded shape class. We will have a package P1. Inside it, we will have a rectangle class. I'll go for a package P1. Inside it, I'll have a circle class. I'll go for a P2 and maybe we are working with day 8_2. I'll write for you 8_2.java where I'll have a main class, right? So this is what we are going to develop in our program. कुछ समझ में आया? What is the meaning of abstraction? Program कैसे लिखते हैं वो भी बताऊंगी. But abstract means मुझे नहीं पता है initial stage में मैं area method किसी भी function का definition क्या हो सकता है. Right? Okay. Someone is asking, अगर हमने define ही नहीं किया है तो hide कैसे होगा? Please understand, हमने method को declare किया है and क्या bounded shape को circle class के area method का definition पता चलेगा क्या? नहीं. It's data hiding. Bounded shape सिर्फ उसे एक method declaration देगा area जो वो आगे चल के उसका खुद का form लेगा. That is data hiding. Are we okay? All right. Now, the most commonly asked question. When to go for function overriding? When to go for concrete methods? Means you define the function completely, and when to go for abstraction. Correct? Now suppose I have a class person which is having some fields ID, name and so on, and I have a void display function. अब आप मुझे बताइए, in the class person, right? Can I write a display function functionality? क्या मैं display function का functionality लिख सकती हूँ क्या? Yes. कैसे पता चला? बिकॉज आपको पता है कि मैं यहाँ पे आईडी और नेम ये दो चीजें तो डिस्प्ले कर सकती हूँ, करेक्ट? नेक्स्ट, इफ आई एम सेइंग आई हैव अ क्लास ENP where I have integer EID and maybe I have some salary, करेक्ट? अब यहाँ पे मुझे डिस्प्ले फंक्शन सेम लिखना है। आप मुझे बताइए, यहाँ पे मैं कुछ लिखूंगी क्या? EID and salary, and obviously I'll give a call to super dot display, right? Means can I say at this moment in this scenario when I create the employee object, in this case eobj dot display, correct? So can I say display function will go to this location, right? And it will also observe, I have given a call to super dot display, so it will go to this super dot display and display the complete information, correct? Means can I say partial information I'm getting from here and partial information I'm getting from here. Do you all agree? Right. So if this is what is the scenario, in that case, I will go for function overriding. जब मुझे पता है कि सुपर क्लास में से कुछ इंफॉर्मेशन आने वाली है और सब क्लास में कुछ इंफॉर्मेशन आने वाली है, तो एंड दोनों का फंक्शनैलिटी सिमिलर लाइंस पे है और मुझे सेम फंक्शन नेम भी रखना है, देन आई विल गो फॉर फंक्शन ओवरराइडिंग. इज इट ओके? Perfect. Next point. Let us say I have one class test. A class test. In this, I have two numbers, N1 and N2. I just want to perform addition of numbers. I'll say system.out.println N1 plus N2. That's it. अब आप मुझे बताइए, in this scenario, can I say I am 100% aware about what this sum function is doing? Do you know that? Right. So here I'm 100% aware about implementation details of the function. In those scenarios हम function को उसी location पे fully define करते हैं और उसे override नहीं करते हैं. कुछ समझ में आया? Did you all get? Guys, अगर आपको पता है कि मेरा फंक्शन यहाँ पे ही खत्म हो रहा है, उसके अलावा मुझे यहाँ पे कोई और डिटेल नहीं चाहिए, दूसरे क्लास में भी नहीं चाहिए, आई एम 100% अवेयर अबाउट द इम्प्लीमेंटेशन डिटेल्स, तो हम नॉर्मली उस फंक्शन को उधर ही डिफाइन करते हैं, दूसरे क्लास में से लेके ही नहीं जाते हैं. तो दूसरे क्लास में लेके नहीं गए तो मतलब हमने फंक्शन ओवरराइडिंग नहीं किया. कॉन्क्रीट मीन्स जितने भी आज तक आपने मेथड्स लिखे हैं वो सारे कॉन्क्रीट मेथड्स है. एक्सेप्ट डेटा, डिस्प्ले डेटा, कंस्ट्रक्टर्स बनाए आपने, उसके बाद दूसरे कोई डेमो क्लास बनाया, उसके अंदर मेथड लिखा. जब भी आप किसी भी फंक्शन का डेफिनेशन उस क्लास के अंदर कंप्लीटली लिख रहे हो तो उसे कॉन्क्रीट मेथड बोलते हैं. ओके, ऑल राइट. नेक्स्ट, if I'm saying, I'll take the same example. I have a shape class. I have the circle, rectangle, and square. I'll just draw the inheritance. And suppose I want to maintain area method over here. Here also I'll have area method. Here also area method. Here also area method. This is rectangle. This is square. And this is circle. Correct? In this case, do you know, are you 100% unaware about area function at shape class? Yes or no? आपको पता है कि मैं एरिया फंक्शन के अंदर अब क्या फंक्शन लिखूंगी? नहीं, I cannot predict. Correct? That's the reason I will declare this method as abstract. अगर हमने किसी भी क्लास में abstract method लिखा है तो हम उस क्लास को भी abstract बनाते हैं. I hope now there is no confusion about abstract versus overriding. कुछ समझ में आया कि कब हम किसी भी फंक्शन को कहां पे भी डिफाइन करने के पहले we take a decision whether to go for abstraction, whether to go for function overriding and whether to write the same function at this stage. Guys, अब तक आप, I have repeated 4 times, अब तक आपने जितने भी क्लासेस बनाए हैं, उन क्लासेस के अंदर जितने मेथड्स आपने डिफाइन किए हैं, वो सारे आपके कॉन्क्रीट मेथड्स है. Is it okay? Please concentrate. Perfect. So, have you now, will you have any kind of confusion now कि कब एब्स्ट्रैक्ट जाना है, कब फंक्शन उधर ही पूरा डिफाइन करना है, कब हमें ओवरराइडिंग करना है? नहीं. जनरली आप इनहेरिटेंस में कुछ इंफॉर्मेशन डिस्प्ले करनी है तो हम पार्शियल फंक्शंस को ओवरराइड करते हैं. तो दैट इज नथिंग बट यू कैन से कंसेप्ट ऑफ दिस ओवरराइडिंग, राइट? C++ में आपको कीवर्ड था वर्चुअल, C++ में आपको कंसेप्ट था प्योर वर्चुअल फंक्शन. यहाँ पे वर्चुअल कीवर्ड नहीं है. Is it okay? Right. Now someone is asking, if we do not declare the area over here, in that case, ये separate entity create करना पड़ेगा, ये separate entity create करना पड़ेगा, और ये separate entity create करना पड़ेगा. मैं सुपर क्लास के फीचर्स को रीयूज नहीं कर पाऊंगी. कुछ समझ में आया? Perfect. Shall we go ahead? All right. Shall we take an example of this shape class? All right. This example. Correct. Okay. I'll give you one more example. Suppose आपने product class बनाया, class product. अब class product में मैं आपको बोलती हूँ I need to calculate, maybe it's having its PID, product ID हमेशा रहेगा ही, product का manufacturing date रहेगा, so date of manufacturing, product का कुछ expiry date भी रह सकता है, and so on, right? And product का कहाँ पे वो product manufacture हुआ है, maybe उसका कुछ country रहेगा. Can I say these can be the common features for every product that I'm talking about? Perfect. अब आप मुझे बताइए, यहाँ पे अगर मैं लिखती हूँ calculate cost of a product, can you calculate the cost of product at this stage? No. तो आप इसे क्या डिक्लेयर करोगे? Obviously abstract डिक्लेयर करोगे. Correct? Now, when I'm saying my class mobile is a product, when I say class laptop is a product, when I say class maybe any specific machine is a product, or maybe I'm talking about some television, right? When I say I'll talk about class maybe camera, it's also a product. So what does it mean? Can I say यहाँ पे मुझे calculate cost नाम का function हर जगह पे रहेगा? And can I calculate the cost of each product based on the class? Function definition change होगा. Correct. And अगर मैं यहाँ पे class camera बोलती हूँ तो maybe उसके खुद के features रहेंगे, maybe integer, maybe pixel, camera pixels कितने हैं, and so on. Maybe with what is the type of a camera, and so on. Maybe जब मैं class mobile की बात करती हूँ तो उसकी integer screen size I'll talk about, and maybe I'll say उसका RAM कितना है, and so on. Resolution कितना है. When you talk about laptop तो उसके पास RAM कितना है, hard disk कितना है, उसका OS कितना है, etc. And when you say class television तो उसकी screen size कितनी है, उसका resolution कितना है, and so on. Can I say these can be the features? Correct. But can I say here these also will be the features too? Give me a second. ये भी features 100% यहाँ पे आएंगे. Correct. Means can I say all these features PID, DOM, expiry date, country will belong to all the objects of all the classes which are defined at this stage? Yes. तो अब आप बताइए, आपके लिए एक बेस क्लास में फीचर्स डिक्लेयर करना इजी होगा कि हर एक क्लास में 4-4 फीचर्स ऐड करना इजी होगा, विच विल बी मोर इजियर बेस क्लास में? तो अभी समझ में आया हम बेस क्लास क्यों बना रहे हैं. वन टाइम डिक्लेरेशन होगा, जितने भी फीचर्स रीयूज होंगे, एडिशनल फीचर्स कैमरा के आ जाएंगे. आर वी ओके नाउ? अभी समझ में आया कि हम क्यों इनहेरिटेंस बना रहे हैं? गुड, थैंक यू. गुड. So I'll just see. Shall I save this? Example of need of abstraction. Will you do this as a practice question then? This is also one practice question. ठीक है, good. ये भी आपका practice question बना सकते हो. Inheritance implement करो. This will be the base class. These will be the derived classes. That's it. And you can have the inheritance like this. So अभी आपको समझ में आया कि features को reuse करने के लिए हमने उसमें fields भी बनाए, right? And I'm saying this will be your abstract class, because one abstract method, if you declare within the you can say specific field method, then your class will be abstract. Apart from that, आपको ये याद रख, ये मैंने यहाँ पे क्यों लिखा, क्योंकि मैं आपको ये बताना चाहती हूँ कि ऐसा जरूरी नहीं है कि abstract class के अंदर fields नहीं हो सकती. Abstract class can have the fields too. Is it okay? ठीक है. So shall we go for this example? So I'll go for day 8_2. I'll create two packages, package P1 and package P2. And inside the package P2, I'll create one class, which is day 8_2, and that's main. That's what is our requirement. Inside the package P1, I'll create a class. The class name is bounded shape. That's the first class that I've created. Let me create one more class, which is we have set as rectangle, or let us say circle. And let us have one more class, maybe rectangle. Correct. Now, let us have one bounded shape, and this is the class bounded shape. As I've mentioned, let us have some x and y variables, just to make you understand that my abstract class can have the fields. So it is not compulsory that the class should not have the fields. Next, I'll write bounded shape, integer x, comma, integer y. Can you please tell me what is line number 7? What is line number 7? It is parameterized constructor. Someone is saying it's abstract method. क्या मैंने इसके आगे abstract keyword लिखा है क्या? नहीं. I hope you all are awake. Please don't disappoint me by giving the answers like that. We have seen constructor many times. Perfect. Now, can you please tell me, is the constructor is also the method of the class? Correct. I'll just declare this as public, क्योंकि आगे चल के मुझे इसे access करने के लिए लगेगा. So I'll say this dot y is equal to y. Is it okay? I hope you are able to analyze that this is a constructor. It's not an abstract method. ठीक है. I'll say I'll override toString. Source generate toString. I'll say generate. Next, I'll add a method public abstract, maybe double area. Can you see? I have just declared a abstract method. Correct? As soon as I'm declaring the abstract method, can you see the error? It's saying the abstract method area in the bounded shape can only be defined in the abstract class. What does it mean? It says that अगर आपने किसी भी क्लास के अंदर abstract method define किया है, तो आपको उस क्लास को abstract create करना पड़ेगा. We need to create abstract class. Have you all understood up to this point? Can you see? मैंने क्लास के अंदर सिर्फ मेथड का डिक्लेरेशन किया है, डेफिनेशन नहीं दिया है. Okay? Observe very carefully and tell me how many methods are there in the 3 classes, in this particular class. 3. Next, out of which how many are abstract methods? Right. 1. How many are non-abstract methods? 2. How many are fields? 2. So someone was asking me, can abstract class consist of non-abstract methods? Then give me the answer. Yes or no? Yes. Are we okay? So please trust me and I will cover the points with respect to your topic gradually, right? So make sure when we specify any method as abstract, we just simply supply declaration. कुछ समझ में आया? Everyone. Is it okay? Perfect. Now, let us go ahead to the class circle. Correct? Inside the class circle, I'm saying extends bounded shape. Everyone. If you can see the hierarchy, circle class is inherited from the bounded shape class. So here it is saying circle extends bounded shape. As soon as you extend the abstract class, see the error which is coming. The error says that super constructor bounded shape is undefined for the default constructor. It means अगर आपको कोई भी super class abstract declare किया गया है, in that case, you should give a call to the super class constructor always. So let us say I'll have double radius field. And let us say I'm writing a circle. And I'm saying integer x, integer y, and maybe I'm saying double radius. Are you able to understand this point? Can you please quickly tell me हमने यहाँ पे क्या लिखा है? Parameterized constructor. Line number 8 will give a call to parameterized constructor of which class? Of superclass. Which is my superclass? Bounded shape is a superclass. Perfect. Have you now understood up to this point? Correct. I'll say right click source and generate toString. That is generate. Okay, that is also fine. But still the error is persisting. Now check the error once again. It is saying the class circle, the type circle, must implement inherited abstract method bounded shape. It means जो भी class abstract class को implement करता है, extend करता है, उस class के अंदर abstract methods का definition compulsory है. So it's saying two quick fixes, add unimplemented methods. Can you please tell me from the bounded shape class how many methods are unimplemented? 1. So here in my circle class, I have to add unimplemented method. Which is my unimplemented method? The method name is double area and यहाँ पे मुझे उसका implementation लिखना पड़ेगा. I'll just say public. Right? Next point. Here, I'll just write return math.py multiply by radius. Everyone, can you please observe over here? Have I added implementation of abstract method in derived class? Yes. तो यहाँ पे abstract लिखने की जरूरत है क्या? नहीं. जहां पे आपको सिर्फ डिक्लेयर करना है उधर ही abstract लिखना है. जहां पे आपको implement करना है वहां पे तो आप definition लिखोगे. Are we okay? Yes or no? One more time. Give me a second. One more time. Let us observe. We will go ahead in the class rectangle. Those who have missed anything in the class circle, please observe. Next, I'm saying inside the class circle, I'm having double width and height, let us say. And obviously, I'm saying my circle class is extending from the bounded shape class. So it is going to give me quick error. पहले तो वो constructor के लिए error देगा. So it is saying, please implicitly give a call to superclass constructor. Superclass constructor को अगर call करना ही है, तो मुझे पहले यहाँ पे खुद का एक constructor, maybe integer x, maybe integer y, and maybe I'll say double width and I'll pass double height. Correct? Next point. I'll say super x comma y and I'll say this dot width is equal to width and this dot height is equal to height. This is called as the another class constructor, but still it is giving me error. Why? Because I have not implemented the area method over here. जो भी class abstract class को extend करता है, so in that case you have to define its method. And here what I'll go for, I will just say I'll go for defining the area method. The function signature will be the same. I'll declare it as public. And I'm just saying return maybe width into height. That's it. So, and in this case, we have overridden area method. We have tried to define the area method. If you want to write a toString source, generate toString, and I'll say width and height. That's it. Are we okay up to this point? Perfect. Now, let us go for main. Here, please understand. First point, I'll go for rectangle class or circle class. Circle C1 is equal to new circle, and maybe circle constructor is taking 3 parameters, and I will pass, let us say, 3 parameters, 5, 4, and 3. And I'll say C1 dot area. Can you see here into this case, we have not created public. Let me create it as public. Obviously, I'm using the circle class, so it has to be import statement in the main. Do you all agree? Yes or no? All right, I'll execute this. Is it returning me the area? So I shall write here, area of circle is equal to. This is one way, the way I'm going for. Okay. If I'm just trying to print C1, it is going to give a call to toString. It is giving me radius is equal to 3.0. Do you all agree? Everyone. Yes or no? Right. Next, अगर आपको वहां पे super dot toString लिखते थे, तो bounded shape का भी toString आता था. Correct? Next, if I'm writing here rectangle R1 is equal to new rectangle. And in the rectangle, we have passed total 4 arguments. So we will pass maybe 2, 4, 6, 8. And we are trying to give a right to this area of rectangle. Why it's giving error? Can you see? It's saying importing the package. So I'm importing p1.rectangle. If I do not want to write individual statement, can I write import p1.star? Choice is yours. Can you see the output? And when I write here R1, it is going to give a call with an height. यहाँ तक समझ में आया? Everyone? Right. Now, this is one way via which you can go for the concept which is called as abstract classes. Correct? Now, if you can just recollect few points from your C++, तो आपको याद है आप C++ में एक बेस क्लास शेप क्लास का पॉइंटर ptr बनाते थे. डू यू रिमेम्बर? जब आप एब्स्ट्रैक्ट कंसेप्ट यूज कर रहे थे. फिर आप सर्कल क्लास का C एंड रेक्टेंगल क्लास का R नाम का ऑब्जेक्ट बनाते थे. डू यू अग्री? एंड व्हेन ptr इज होल्डिंग C एंड आप ptr के थ्रू एरो ऑपरेटर से एरिया फंक्शन को कॉल करते थे. एंड ptr के थ्रू अगर R पॉइंट करता था तो ptr के थ्रू एरिया मेथड को कॉल करते थे. डू यू ऑल अग्री? यस और नो? सो इन केस ऑफ C++, इस कॉन्सेप्ट को हम रन टाइम पॉलीमॉर्फिज्म बोलते थे. याद है कुछ? राइट. जावा में रन टाइम पॉलीमॉर्फिज्म की जगह पे वी हैव अ कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ डायनामिक मेथड डिस्पैच. राइट. सो what actually is happening into this scenario? I'll talk in case of C++. Why I'm giving a call to ptr of area? Because I know जो एरिया मेथड है वो एक्चुअली सर्कल क्लास का नहीं है, वो बाउंडेड शेप क्लास का है. तो व्हाट आई विल डू, I'll create a pointer which is of type bounded shape. That's it. But when I'm saying circle is an object of type C, जब मेरा pointer is holding C, it means it is pointing to this type. And when I'm saying PTR arrow area, तो circle का area को call करेगा. When I have written these two statements, PTR is equal to R, तो PTR अब मेरा इसे point करेगा, इसलिए वो इस area function को call करता है. इसे हम runtime polymorphism बोलते थे in case of C++. But in Java, you do not have a concept of pointers, you have a concept of references. So that concept is called as dynamic method dispatch. So here, how do we supply the reference variable of superclass to the subclass? This you can achieve using dynamic method dispatch. Let us say, I'm creating another main. And I want answer from you. Suppose I'm creating bounded. अब आप मुझे पहले बताइए, एरिया मेथड का एक्चुअल डिक्लेरेशन कहां पे किया गया है? बाउंडेड शेप में. करेक्ट. तो अगर एरिया मेथड का एक्चुअल डिक्लेरेशन इज देयर इन द बाउंडेड शेप, तो उसका कॉल भी बाउंडेड शेप के थ्रू ही होना चाहिए. इज इट द करेक्ट वे? जिसका जो मेथड है वैसा ही कॉल होना चाहिए. दैट्स हाउ इट इज. परफेक्ट. सो आई विल से बाउंडेड शेप and I'll say maybe BS. Can you please quickly tell me what is BS? It is, if someone is still saying it is object, in that case, I request you go ahead into the day 3, once again see the recorded session. I'm saying what is BS? BS is just a reference. Have I taught you n number of times? You cannot say it's an object. क्या मैंने यहाँ पे न्यू लिखा है क्या? नहीं, तो आप उसे ऑब्जेक्ट नहीं बोल सकते guys. Please ensure you do the revision every day. Correct? Now, I'm saying bounded shape BS. BS is a reference variable. Perfect. Suppose I'm giving this array sign. अब आप मुझे बताइए what is BS? I'll give you two options. Is it a array of references or is it a array of objects? It is array of references, right? Now, when you say it is an array of references, it means I'm saying BS we have created, which is array of references, means ऐसा एक array जो किसी references को hold कर सकता है. Do you all remember these points? Correct. So here I'll say BS. It is nothing but a single reference variable. In which area? In which area? In the stack area. Of which type? Of bounded shape type. Correct. Next, can I say when I have written like this, यहाँ का reference is going to be stored at this location. Right? Quickly tell me. Here, it is nothing but array of references. Next, what it is? In a heap area. Correct? Now, please observe, in this case, ये जो suppose मैं दो बोलती हूँ, दो values डाल सकती हूँ. Can I say this is BS of 0, which can hold reference type? This is BS of 1, which can hold reference type. Do you all agree? Perfect. अब by default, अगर मैं BS को print करती हूँ, I'm just assuming, right? I'm just assuming there are two blocks. I'm just assuming now. By default, अगर मैं BS को कुछ refer करती हूँ, तो can I say इसे initially null मिलेगा? Yes or no? Perfect. Now, I'll complete this. I'm saying is equal to new circle 3 to 5, comma, new rectangle, and I'll say 6, 7, 8 and 9. Everyone, if I have written this statement, first point, this complete scenario and this complete scenario, can I say this is nothing but BS of 0 and this is nothing but BS of 1? Yes or no? Correct. अब in this case सिर्फ मैं लिखती हूं न्यू सर्कल तो एक एनोनिमस ऑब्जेक्ट बनेगा. यस और नो? राइट. सर्कल क्लास के अंदर कितनी फील्ड्स है? 3 फील्ड्स है. करेक्ट. न्यू रेक्टेंगल कहा तो फिर से एक एनोनिमस ऑब्जेक्ट बनेगा एंड उसके अंदर कितने फील्ड्स है? 4 फील्ड्स है. 1 2 3 and 4. When I have created a new circle at this moment, this is one reference having 3 over here, having 2 value over here, having 5 value over here. And it is nothing but what it is. Reference है कि object है? It is an object. Of which type? Of circle type. Of which type? Of subclass type. Do you agree? Everyone? In which area? In the heap area. Correct? On the similar lines, when I'm talking about the second point, here it is of rectangle type. Rest, everything is same. Here it was of super type, superclass type. Perfect. यहाँ पे क्या values है? I've passed 6, I've passed 7, I've passed 8, and I've passed 9. Correct? In this case, my 2 anonymous objects are stored. That means here I'm saying first object, comma second object. Though new anonymous objects are created, but here I have assigned these 2 objects to array of references. So what will happen because of this? Because of this, BS of 0 is pointing to circle object. Because of this circle object reference will be stored at this point. Right? And I'm saying create an anonymous object of which type? Of rectangle type. Comma दिया है, it will be an array of reference. So here I'm going to have BS of 1 which is pointing to this location. This is one object. Object को उसका memory रहेगा. This will be stored in the reference. Have you all understood how the linking is made now? Everyone? Yes or no? At this moment, can I say this is nothing but array of objects? 2 objects are stored into an array of which type? Of abstract class type, super class type. कुछ समझ में आया? Yes or no? Perfect. I'll save this. This is called as abstract class example. Right? So, initially what was happening? Please tell me. Previous scenario में मैंने कितने objects बनाए थे? 2 objects बनाए थे. उसमें से मैंने ये fields को यहाँ पे initialize किया था. तो जब मुझे circle का object बनाना है तो c1.area कॉल था. Rectangle का object कॉल करना है तो r1.rectangle किया था. Now, if I just say BS of 0.area, can you please tell me which area method will be called? Circle का. I'll just write here. System.out.println. Circle area method is called. Is it going to go dynamically? Yes, runtime pe I'm deciding. BS of 0 is a new circle. Dot area. Let's go to the circle class area method and execute the area method. And if I write rectangle area method is called, how will I go for? BS of 1.area. मतलब हमने जो क्लास में जो एब्स्ट्रैक्ट मेथड डिक्लेयर किया गया है, क्या मैंने उसी क्लास के रेफरेंस के थ्रू कॉल किया है? Yes, that is what it's need. So when BS is pointing to this, it is new circle. Right? Please observe. It is a reference variable. When I'm saying bs of 0, it is going into bs of 0. When I'm saying bs of 0, it is pointing to the circle class object. I am giving bs of 0 dot area. क्या मेरे सर्कल क्लास के अंदर एरिया मेथड है? यस, तो वो उसकी एरिया मेथड को कॉल करेगा. अगर मेरे सर्कल क्लास के एरिया मेथड नहीं रहता था तो वो बीएस के एरिया को कॉल करता था. बट हियर इट इज अ कंसेप्ट ऑफ एब्स्ट्रैक्शन, दैट्स व्हाई इट इज अ चीट. ऑब्जेक्ट मेरा सब क्लास का है और सुपर क्लास का रेफरेंस उसे पॉइंट कर रहा है. एक्चुअली जावा में इस कॉन्सेप्ट को हम अपकास्टिंग भी बोलते हैं. दैट इज आवर नेक्स्ट टॉपिक. So, in this scenario, I just wanted to make you understand what do you mean by dynamic method dispatch. Runtime पे आपका मेथड कॉल हो रहा है जब आपने जिसका रेफरेंस उसे पास किया है. ओके, यस और नो? I'll write one more variation into this. I've just mentioned अगर आपने x and y कॉल किया है तो इन दैट केस आपको रेक्टेंगल में जाके चेंज करना पड़ेगा. मुझे सिर्फ ये बताना था कि आप सब सुपर क्लास के फील्ड्स को सब क्लास में यूज कर सकते हो. ओके ऋतुजा? All right. Let us say I've created this circle. Maybe I'm changing some fields so that आपको आउटपुट में थोड़ा सा वेरिएशन समझ में आएगा. And now I'm just trying for each bounded shape B in BS array system.out.println. I'll say area is equal to B dot area. Let us just say system.out.println. I'll say, let me try to print B. Are you able to understand something? I'll wait and observe. For each bounded shape in B inside BS array. First print B, तो वो न्यू सर्कल को पॉइंट कर रहा है तो इसलिए उसने B डॉट टू स्ट्रिंग कॉल किया. सर्कल का टू स्ट्रिंग कॉल हुआ. B डॉट एरिया, सर्कल का एरिया कॉल हुआ. अगेन रेक्टेंगल, रेक्टेंगल के टू स्ट्रिंग को कॉल किया, रेक्टेंगल का एरिया कैलकुलेट किया. आर वी ओके? It's okay. Is it fine? I'm waiting for all of you. Look at the code and see this diagram. If it is done, just let me know. It is just, I've repeated at least 4 times. हमने x and y इसलिए सिर्फ मुझे ये बताना था आपको कि x and y ये जो दो वेरिएबल्स है, ये दो वेरिएबल्स हम सुपर क्लास में है और सब क्लास में उसे रीयूज भी कर सकते हैं. Is it okay? I hope you have understood. All right. Others, please let me know. Shall we proceed or you are trying? I'll keep this diagram in front of you. I want everyone to please ensure you are basically looking into the diagram along with the code. All right. DS के रेफरेंस सर्कल इनहेरिटेंस किया है Yes, because you have said inheritance is basically you can go for something called as reusing the features. Okay. All right. Good. Shall we go ahead? Any other doubts? All right. Assuming everyone have understood up to this point, shall I go ahead with the next part, which is called as upcasting and downcasting? Right? These are the most commonly asked questions. Can you अब आप मुझे ध्यान से क्वेश्चन सुन के बताइए. Can you create object of abstract class or do you create object of abstract class? Observe line number 9 and tell me, do you create object of the abstract class? Guys, हमने abstract class का object बनाया है क्या? Have I used bounded shape bs is equal to new bounded shape? No. हम object क्यों बनाते हैं? Normally, why do we give a call? Why do we create a object? Just to give a call to the methods. अब bs dot area method को मैंने कॉल किया है क्या कहीं पे भी? नहीं, क्योंकि मुझे प्लीज अंडरस्टैंड, ऑब्जर्व वेरी केयरफुली. मेरा क्वेश्चन ये था कि क्या हम एब्स्ट्रैक्ट क्लास का ऑब्जेक्ट बना सकते हैं क्या? इवन दो आप बनाओगे भी तो उसका नीड रहेगा क्या? नो no, क्योंकि उसके अंदर जो मेथड है वो तो एब्स्ट्रैक्ट डिक्लेयर किया गया है. इसलिए हमने क्या किया, हमने उसका रेफरेंस बनाया. जब मेरा रेफरेंस सर्कल को पॉइंट कर रहा है, जब मेरा रेफरेंस रेक्टेंगल को पॉइंट कर रहा है, रिस्पेक्टिव मेथड्स कॉल हो रहे हैं. Please listen to the question very carefully. Do you create the object of the abstract class? No, we do not create. The reason is, why do we create object? The purpose of the object is to call the methods of the class. But do I have methods within the abstract class as a definition? No. Then why would I create unnecessary object for it? That's the reason normally we go for abstract class का, you can say, reference variable. कुछ समझ में आया? Everyone? All right. Good. Now, let us proceed ahead to the next part. First of all, the need of upcasting and downcasting. This topic is a little bit tricky. Gradually, you will understand the meaning of upcasting and downcasting. I'll repeat 2 times, 3 times, but make sure you listen for the first time very carefully. Now, first of all, before going ahead to any topic, do you remember something called as narrowing and widening, which is also called as type conversion, which is used when you want to convert one primitive to another primitive. एक और type conversion आपने देखा था. Can you please tell me? Something called as boxing and unboxing, which is basically done within non-primitive to primitive or primitive to non-primitive. Perfect. अगर ये सब ऑटोमेटिक हो रहा था तो उसे हम एरे में आपको मैंने दिखाया था कि ऑटो बॉक्सिंग एंड ऑटो अनबॉक्सिंग. Do you remember? Perfect. So all these things were basically trying to represent one form to another, also called as type conversion. Similarly, when you want to represent subclass or superclass in each other form, मीन्स आपको सब क्लास को रिप्रेजेंट करना है सुपर क्लास के फॉर्मेट में या सुपर क्लास को सब क्लास के फॉर्मेट में रिप्रेजेंट करना है, then we go for a conversion which is called as upcasting and downcasting. Okay, gradually you will understand. Suppose I have the class person, correct, and I have a class employee and I know This employee class is inherited from the class person. I have a person class, and maybe person class is having some name and age. I have the employee class. Maybe that employee is having the salary component and maybe employee ID. Whenever I'm creating employee object, correct? At this moment, everyone knows I'll get the space for name, age, salary, and EID. Do you all agree? Perfect. Next point. In this case, can I say these two features are taken from the superclass? The rest two features are from the subclass. Do you all agree? Right. Now, let me write some points. Suppose, listen very carefully. Suppose I am the employee of Sunbeam. So when I log in my area, maybe मेरे खुद के account पे login करूंगी, so I am working with the employee object, correct? So when I log in onto my account, will I be able to see name, age, salary, and EID? Perfect. Do you agree? Right. Can I say employee Akshita is a subclass, and when I log in my area, I will be able to see all the details which are belonging to me, correct? Perfect. Now suppose, listen very carefully. Suppose if there is another employee of a company, correct? And that employee wants to see what is age of Akshita, correct? In that scenario, क्या employee के दूसरा जो employee है, the second employee, will be able to see the salary or the EID from my object? Yes or no? No. Means can I say that person must be able to just find name and age of Akshita. Do you agree? Right. तो अब आप मुझे बताइए, अगर मुझे नेम एंड एज फील्ड को एक्सेस करना है तो मुझे पर्सन क्लास का पी ऑब्जेक्ट क्रिएट करना पड़ेगा. डू यू अग्री? यस और नो? एंड ऑलरेडी मेरे पास एम्प्लॉय क्लास का ई ऑब्जेक्ट है विच इज एम्प्लॉय, करेक्ट? नाउ इन दिस सिनेरियो, whenever you are talking about these, it's an inheritance. तो पर्सन क्लास का ऑब्जेक्ट कब हम बनाते हैं क्या सुपर क्लास का? नहीं बनाते हैं, करेक्ट? तो अगर मैं दूसरे एम्प्लॉय को, सेकेंड एम्प्लॉय को पूरा का पूरा अगर ऑब्जेक्ट ही दे देती हूं तो उसको तो सारा इंफॉर्मेशन मिल जाएगा. डू यू ऑल अग्री? राइट. So what I want to say at this point over here is, I want to have a child class object only, but from that child class मुझे सिर्फ सुपर क्लास के ही फीचर्स को फेच करना है. Then I'll go for upcasting. Is it okay? Have you understood why we go for upcasting and downcasting? It means जब हमें किसी भी ऑब्जेक्ट को सिर्फ एज अ सुपर क्लास करके रिप्रेजेंट करना है, in that case we will go for something called as upcasting. Is it okay? Suppose I want to see as in one employee, I will be able to see all my details because I'm belonging to the derived class. But if I'm seeing कि in my organization how many employees are there, तो मुझे सिर्फ उनका नाम या फिर उनका कुछ तो अदर फील्ड या डिपार्टमेंट ऐसा कुछ दिखना चाहिए. That's it. तो कैन आई से इतने नंबर ऑफ सुपर क्लास के ऑब्जेक्ट्स बनाने के बदले आई हैव ऑलरेडी द डिराइव्ड क्लास ऑब्जेक्ट fetching the partial information from the derived class, which is only with respect to the superclass, then I'll go for upcasting and downcasting. Okay? It means what? I'll write here. I say, if we want to fetch name and age from E object only, that's it. It means I wish to represent only person class fields, or I wish to fetch only person class fields from employee class object. In that case, I'll go for upcasting and downcasting. कुछ समझ में आया? Everyone, did you all understand up to this point? Right. So just I'll put it over here. Still, it is not over. Let me first complete the topic and then we can, then I'll ask you, then you can ask the questions. So in this case, obviously there is some syntax. I'll talk about that syntax also. Next, suppose another point. Next point. Let us observe the definition first. Somewhere you have upcasting over here. The definition says that when the reference variable of superclass refers to object of the subclass, it is known as widening or upcasting. Means superclass का जो reference variable है subclass के object को ही point कर रहा है, that is called as upcasting. So how I will say? I'll say here person P is equal to EOBJ. Can I say P is a reference variable? Yes, it's a reference variable of super type. And what it is holding? It is holding E object of subtype. कुछ समझ में आया? This concept is called as upcasting. Okay, so I'll just write it over here for you. When reference variable of superclass refers to object of the subclass. Reference variable किसका है? Superclass का. Object किसका है? Subclass का. अगर हमने ऐसा statement बनाया तो हम उसे बोलेंगे upcasting. It's a syntax that you need to understand. There's a rule that you pass. Now observe. If I'm saying EOBJ.salary, is it allowed? Is it allowed? Yes, it is allowed. क्योंकि ये EOBJ का ही field है. If I say EOBJ dot name, is it allowed? Yes, it is allowed. If I say EOBJ dot age, is it allowed? Yes, it is allowed. If I say EOBJ dot EID, is it allowed? Yes, 100% it is allowed. But at this moment, when I'm saying my person P is holding E object, reference कौन से type का है? Super type का. Super class में कौन से fields है? Name और age. So in this case, can I say P dot name is allowed? P dot age, it is also allowed. But P dot salary, not allowed. P dot EID, it is not allowed. So have I tried to fetch only name and age from the employee class? कुछ समझ में आया? तो मुझे पर्सन क्लास का ऑब्जेक्ट क्रिएट करने की जरूरत पड़ी क्या? नहीं, सिर्फ एक रेफरेंस क्रिएट करना पड़ा कि जहां पे मेरा ई ऑब्जेक्ट पॉइंट कर रहा है उसी लोकेशन में मेरा पी क्लास का रेफरेंस भी पॉइंट कर रहा है. सो इफ सुपर क्लास रेफरेंस पॉइंट्स टू द सब क्लास, तो सुपर क्लास के पास कितने फील्ड्स है? ओनली नेम एंड एज. तो व्हाट्स इट्स राइट जस्ट टू फेच दिस मच डेटा. आर वी ओके? हैव यू अंडरस्टूड अप टू दिस पॉइंट? Everyone. Good. I'll take more example after the break so that you will understand upcasting and downcasting in more detail. But at least have you first understood the need of what is upcasting? Everyone. Actually आप C++ में अगर पढ़ा है तो उसे हम normally object slicing भी बोलते हैं, upcasting and downcasting को. ऐसा क्यों? क्योंकि we have a complete 4 fields, out of which 2 fields are sliced out, and that's nothing but object slicing. Okay? ठीक. So we will take one more example on upcasting, downcasting. You will understand much better way. Shall we first take a break? Prior to the break, I have given you the meaning of upcasting and downcasting. Actually, we have seen upcasting, but let us first observe what is downcasting. How you represent the downcasting, I'll explain that. and gradually you will understand the need of upcasting and downcasting. So, for example, initially when I have explained you the concept of wrapper classes, right? So I'm sure जो आपको first time wrapper classes word बोला था, तो आपको first time नहीं समझ में आ रहेगा. But gradually, when we have seen different methods, when we have seen in the yesterday's class also, string में value of method use किया था, तब आपको actually need of wrapper class समझ में आया था. Do you all agree? Yes or no? Right. Same is the case over here. Initially, just follow whatever I'm speaking out in case of upcasting and downcasting. धीरे धीरे जब हम कलेक्शन फ्रेमवर्क में जाएंगे तो आपको इसका प्रैक्टिकल यूज भी समझ में आएगा, राइट? फॉर टुडेज लेक्चर, just focus on the syntax part and you will understand gradually the concept of upcasting and downcasting. Now, I'll take once again you can say, I'll take the same example. I'll copy this. Once again, I'll repeat it. So prior to the break, I have said when you want to represent the object in one form or in another form, then we go for upcasting and downcasting. Now, before proceeding ahead, if I'm asking you, I'm creating person P. Can you please tell me what is person P? It is a reference. Correct. Of which class? Of superclass. That everyone knows. It is of superclass called as a person class. Is it a P type or NP type? It is 100% NP type. Perfect? Right. Next, if I'm saying employee E, quickly tell me what exactly it is. It is a reference. It is of which type? P super type or subtype? It is of subtype. It is belonging to employee type and 100% this is also NP type. Perfect. Next point. When I'm saying at this moment, when we say E is equal to new employee. Here, will you please tell me now what it is? It is object of subtype. Which is my subtype? It is employee type. And it is again of NP type. Are you all able to analyze these three statements? Everyone. Perfect. Now, if I'm creating, let us say, I'm creating new employee. Will it create an anonymous object? Correct. How many fields will be there in the employee object? 4. If I have 4 fields, who is having the capability to hold the object? E object will have a capability. Maybe E is equal to. Do you all agree? Perfect. But instead, if I'm saying I'm writing person P is equal to new employee, everyone knows that person P is of super type reference. Right? And everyone knows new employee is subtype object. When you are assigning a subtype object to the super type reference with equal to sign, then this concept is called as upcasting or widening. Subtype is pointed by superclass reference, then that is called as upcasting, or it is also called as widening. Are we okay? Have you understood? Everyone? Correct. So now I'll copy this. I don't need over here. I'll just copy it for a time being. So definition wise and syntax wise, आप सबको upcasting कैसे करते हैं syntactically उतना पता चला? Perfect. Now let us observe. I have created a new employee, which is employee object. So I'll say this is new employee. Perfect. Here it is going to get the space in the heap area. It is of type employee. It is of type subtype and it is nothing but one object that everyone knows. Right? We have said person P is equal to new employee. So it means there will be one reference P will be created. So I'll say this is P reference. And I am trying to allocate superclass to the subclass. When I say superclass is pointing to subclass, it means it can access only the fields which belongs to it. So if I ask you what is P, you have already said it's a reference of supertype of type class person and it is going to get the memory in the stack area. तो जब भी आपका सब क्लास ऑब्जेक्ट सुपर क्लास के रेफरेंस को पॉइंट करता है तो उस कंप्लीट कॉन्सेप्ट को हम अपकास्टिंग बोलते हैं. अभी समझ में आया व्हाट इज अपकास्टिंग everyone? So can you say in the last example, absolutely correct, जब हमने बाउंडेड शेप का रेफरेंस वेरिएबल बनाया था that was a super class, तो bounded shape class was pointing to subclass called as circle, bounded shape was pointing to subclass called as rectangle. It means super class reference was holding subclass object. तो क्या हम वहां पे भी अपकास्टिंग ही कर रहे थे? आंसर इज 100% yes. So in Java, runtime polymorphism can be achieved using dynamic method dispatch, and dynamic method dispatch करने के लिए पहले हम normally क्या करते हैं? upcasting करते हैं. अभी समझ में आया? All these things are linked with each other. You shall understand this. You will understand this gradually. Okay? Perfect. Next point. Let us say, at this moment, if I'm saying P, I'll make some space for me. If I'm saying P dot name, is it allowed? P किसका रेफरेंस है? सुपर क्लास का. क्या मेरे सुपर क्लास के पास नेम फील्ड है? यस, तो P dot name is allowed. Perfect. If I say P dot age, is it allowed? Yes, it is allowed. If I say P dot salary, it is not allowed. P dot EID, it is not allowed. Are we okay? So super class reference can point only to its field but not to the subclass. तो have I achieved my requirement कि मुझे उस एम्प्लॉय ऑब्जेक्ट में से सिर्फ सुपर क्लास के फील्ड्स को ही एक्सेस करना है. अब समझ में आया व्हाट इज अपकास्टिंग? एवरीवन. Perfect. Now, at some scenarios, we have to go for downcasting. Now, let us understand this was upcasting, right? I'll just make it. This is upcasting. Now, let us talk about downcasting. Downcasting is also one kind of a conversion. But again, here there's a different, you can say, definition. Let's go over here. So, assigning child class object to the parent class reference is upcasting. We have seen this. So, upcasting gives us flexibility to access parent class members from the child class object. Okay? So, maybe मुझे सिर्फ overridden method को access करना है. Maybe मुझे सिर्फ topmost class के fields को access करना है. Then I'll go for upcasting. Let's talk about downcasting. Assigning parent class reference, which is pointing to the child class object, to the child class reference. Hold on. I'll just first copy this definition so that you will understand. Okay. Now, what is downcasting? Assigning a parent class reference. What is my parent class reference? P is my parent class reference. So I'll say P. कहाँ पे apply करना है? To the child class reference. E is my child class reference. Suppose I'm saying employee E is equal to P. Now, please listen carefully. Before writing the statement is wrong, but let me first explain you the things. Can I assign double value D with the integer value N? Yes or no? N का डेटा डायरेक्टली मैं डबल में लिख सकती हूँ. Yes or no? n सब, क्योंकि int का साइज इज स्मॉलर, डबल साइज इज बिगर, सो वाइडनिंग कंसेप्ट में हम डायरेक्टली असाइन कर सकते हैं. परफेक्ट. सो कैन आई से अपकास्टिंग में भी वैसे ही हुआ. चाइल्ड क्लास ऑब्जेक्ट को आपने सुपर क्लास के रेफरेंस वेरिएबल में स्टोर कर दिया. Did you do any explicit conversion? No, you have just assigned it. Here also we have done the same. But if I do in the opposite way, I have integer num and I'm assigning d value, which is of type double. Left side is a smaller one, right side is a bigger one. So can you assign bigger data type to the smaller data type? Answer is yes, provided you have to go for converting it. This is called as narrowing. This we have already seen. Perfect. Now here also is the same thing. I have employee. When I'm saying downcasting, the basic definition says that assigning parent class reference to the child class reference. That is what is the basic definition. My parent class reference is P and the child class reference is E. I have tried to assign parent class reference to the child class reference. In this case, I'll say it is downcasting. But the point over here is my employee E is of which type? It is of subtype. And my P variable is of which type? Is of super type. सुपर को हम सब में डायरेक्टली असाइन कर सकते हैं क्या? आंसर इज नो. तो हमें क्या करना पड़ता है? नॉर्मली हमें कन्वर्ट करना पड़ता है. सो हियर आई विल डू द टाइपकास्टिंग. सो आई विल से I will try to perform the explicit typecasting by writing in the bracket employee. कुछ समझ में आया अभी? जैसे आप नारोइंग करते थे वैसे मैंने यहाँ पे नारोइंग किया, उसे हम डाउनकास्टिंग बोलते हैं. प्लीज ऑब्जर्व एवरीवन, सी द डेफिनेशन एंड द सिंटैक्स. असाइनिंग parent class reference to the child class reference. Assigned parent class reference P to the child class reference E. Have you all understood up to this point? Yes. And here there is a condition which says that कौन सा parent class reference हम child को point कर सकते हैं? Which is pointing to child class object. So have I done the typecasting? Now my parent class is pointing to child class object. एग्जाम्पल के साथ आपको और डिटेल में समझ में आएगा. Have you understood, everyone? So here if I say e.id and here if I say e.salary, is it allowed? Yes, it is absolutely allowed into this case. This is allowed, this is allowed. I'll save this. Perfect. Good. Now, have you at least understood the definition wise what is upcasting and what is downcasting? Upcasting में हम सब टाइप के ऑब्जेक्ट को सुपर टाइप रेफरेंस में स्टोर करते हैं. उससे क्या होगा? उससे आप सब क्लास ऑब्जेक्ट के फील्ड में से सिर्फ सुपर क्लास के फील्ड्स को एक्सेस कर सकते हो. कुछ समझ में आया? सुप्रिया, इज इट ओके? Is it okay? Have you understood? Perfect. Now, let us take one more example, right? You will understand one more time what is upcasting and downcasting. Means can I say, जब मैं employee class को person class में represent करती हूँ, from bottom class to the up class, I'm going upwards, it is upcasting. And when I'm representing this person from the employee, I am downcasting. Is it okay? All right. Now, let us observe. Hold on. It is still, you can say, not clear. I know that. But let me just take one more example. Let us say I have one class machine and I have one class laptop. I'll take one more example. Correct? And I hope you know this machine, if you can easily observe, This machine is a superclass, laptop is a subclass. Correct? So, in this case, let us assume machine is having the start method. Laptop is having start and stop method. Now, I'll say, if I'm saying laptop is a machine, is it a valid statement? Perfect. Suppose I'm saying mobile is a machine. Can I say it's also correct? Right. What I'll do, I'll make one more box where instead of machine, I'll say mobile. So here, I'll just say mobile. And it is a machine, so definitely there is some kind of arrow which is from here to here also. Correct. Now, let us assume this mobile class is having its own methods. Maybe something called as start, which is overridden method. Maybe I have some method called as pause. Maybe something called as close. मैंने कुछ methods लिखे हैं. Right. Now, at this moment, if I'm saying every machine is a laptop, is it correct statement? Yes or no? Answer is no. Right. Perfect. Now, when I'm saying, suppose I'm creating one reference, maybe machine ka M1 is equal to new laptop. Everyone, can you please tell me at this moment what we have done? We have assigned, you can say, one object of subclass to machine superclass. Correct. Right? This is nothing but which concept? Upcasting. Perfect. Suppose मैं MB1 बनाती हूँ, or maybe again I'm saying, let my M1 now point to new mobile. Can you please tell me, in this case, I am performing which job? Again, upcasting. Is it okay? Is it okay? Perfect. Now, suppose I'm taking few cases. I want you to tell me whether it is upcasting or downcasting. If we wish to represent machine as a laptop, मशीन को एज अ लैपटॉप रिप्रेजेंट करना है, तो आप उसे क्या बोलोगे? मशीन से आप लैपटॉप की तरफ जा रहे हो, टॉप टू बॉटम हायरार्की में जा रहे हो, इट इज नथिंग बट डाउनकास्टिंग. वन मोर टाइम, इफ वी विश टू रिप्रेजेंट मशीन एज अ मोबाइल, टेल मी, machine is represented as a mobile, it is again downcasting. Next, obviously M, I'll keep it as capital. Next point, one more. If I'm saying laptop is a machine, then what I'm performing? It is nothing but upcasting. And if I say mobile is a machine, it is nothing but upcasting. Are we okay? Is it okay? Now, let me just take these two lines. Suppose I'm saying here M1 is equal to new laptop. And at this moment, if I'm saying L1 is equal to M1, correct? Or I'm saying MB1 is equal to M1. Now, in this case, suppose I've created machine M1. Suppose I've created laptop L1 and I have created mobile MB1. Can you please tell me quickly These three are objects or the references. They are references. Perfect. Next point. If I'm saying, let us assume these three are references. Here, new laptop is a subclass object, is assigned to superclass reference. What you will say, what this operation is? It is upcasting. Next, please tell me, here M1 I have assigned to L1. Superclass reference is assigned to the subclass reference. It is nothing but downcasting. One more time. I'm saying M1 is equal to new mobile. New mobile is basically one subclass. Subclass object is pointed to the superclass reference. Is it basically upcasting? And here M1 is a machine reference variable of super type. You are assigning to the subclass object. It means it is downcasting. Right? Now, I'll just save it. Okay, now observe, everyone. Let us read this definition once again. Let us read this definition once again and observe this downcasting. Please observe, यहाँ पे assigning parent class reference to the child class reference. M1, is it a parent class reference? Yes. And I'm assigning it to child class. L1, is it a reference of subclass? Yes. Have I performed downcasting? Yes. One more time. Please observe. Again, assigning parent class reference to the child class reference. M1 is a parent class reference. How did you recognize? Here you have created M1. You have assigned this to MB1. What is MB1? It's a child class reference. Have I achieved downcasting? Yes. But please understand, here there's a most important statement which is pointing to the child class object. Who? The parent class reference. Once again, please observe carefully. M1, what exactly it is? It is a parent class reference. Is it initialized? Right now, no. But can you see, is it initialized over here? Yes. M1 is a parent class reference who is pointing to child class object. And then only मैं उसे child class में point कर सकती हूँ. कुछ समझ में आया? Everyone? Perfect. Next, one more time. I have M1 as a reference. Which is the reference? M1 is the parent class reference. Is it initialized now? Right now, no. But before this statement, ये यहाँ पे initialize किया गया है. Is it basically equal to new mobile? Yes. What is this new mobile? It is a child class object. Is my parent class reference is pointing to the child class object? Yes. Then only I can assign it to the child class reference. जैसा जिसका type, उधर ही वो type point कर सकता है. All right. Hold on. Suppose I'm writing laptop L1 is equal to new laptop. Correct? And I'm saying I'm creating mobile or I'm creating machine M1. Correct? Now I'm saying M1 is equal to L1. Is it allowed directly? No. The reason is right side is a subtype, left side is a super type. Correct? Next, if I'm saying let my L1 hold M1, is it allowed? M1 is basically your super type, left side is a subtype. Directly assign नहीं कर सकते, उसे हमें क्या करना पड़ेगा? Type casting करना पड़ेगा. Are we okay? Right. Once again, if I'm saying mobile, MB1 is equal to new mobile. This is an object of subtype. I'm saying parent class reference I will assign to the object. Is it okay? No, I have to typecast it. Are you okay? Have you understood up to this point? This is downcasting. Is it downcasting? Yes. तो अगर मैं यहाँ पे राइट ये दोनों डाउनकास्टिंग है करेक्ट क्योंकि मैंने पहले ऑब्जेक्ट बनाया और इस रेफरेंस में M1 रेफरेंस स्टोर किया. इज इट डाउनकास्टिंग? राइट. Perfect. Please observe these three statements and please observe first statement, second statement and third statement. Is it exactly the same? मतलब डाउनकास्टिंग करने के लिए 100% पहले आपको अपकास्टिंग करना जरूरी है. Is it okay? One more time. Please observe. You can say these three statements 1, 2 and 3. Are they exactly similar to 1, 2 and 3? Check it out. When you create M1 as a reference variable, पहले आप मोबाइल क्लास का ऑब्जेक्ट बनाओ, बाद में उसमें आप M1 नाम का रेफरेंस टाइपकास्ट करके करो, या फिर पहले आप M1 बनाओ और न्यू मोबाइल बना के उसको डायरेक्टली M1 में. यहाँ पे हमने एनोनिमस ऑब्जेक्ट बनाया और यहाँ पे हमने ये बना दिया. इज इट ओके? डिड यू ऑल गेट? Everyone. So the way you want to represent the data, accordingly, you have to go for upcasting or downcasting. It is not compulsory to do the object slicing. It is basically based on you whether you want to go for upcasting or downcasting. Object slicing करना है, partial information object के through base class के reference के through call करना है, तो ही आप upcasting and downcasting use करते हो. Okay? Is it fine? Everyone. Shall I write the same program so that you will understand? ठीक है. You can do in both the ways. Whenever you will use the concept of collection, then you will realize it in more details. 8_3. Let us say I have a class machine. In this class, I have a method public void start method, and I'll put a statement over here. Maybe I'll say machine started. Correct? Let us say I have one more method class laptop. I'll say extends machine. And here, let us assume I have public void start method. Definitely, I can give it a call super.start. Or let it be. Let us say I'll just write start method. And here I'll just write laptop started. Right? Let us have, I have one public void stop method. And in this case, I'm just saying laptop stopped. Correct? So please observe carefully and tell me, in my class machine, how many methods I have? मेरे क्लास मशीन क्लास में कितने मेथड्स हैं? 1. मेरे क्लास लैपटॉप में how many methods are there? 2. Out of these 2 methods, which method is overridden? Start method is overridden. Perfect. Let us go ahead gradually. Suppose I'm saying I'm creating machine M obj is equal to new machine. Quickly tell me, have I created machine class object? The object is of which type? Super type. Super class object. Do you agree? Yes or no? All right. Now, if I'm saying MOBJ dot, can I give a call to start method? Yes, Of course, that's what you have seen many other times. I'll execute. Machine class का start method call होगा, right? Now, if I say mobj.stop, can you call this? No, क्योंकि machine class में stop method है ही नहीं, तो आप कॉल कैसे करोगे? So not allowed. ठीक है, perfect. Let us go ahead. Suppose I'm saying I'll write laptop, LOBJ is equal to new laptop. All these things that we have seen already, LOBJ.start, it is absolutely allowed. LOBJ.stop, it is absolutely allowed. Let us execute. First, machine object.start, this is called. LOBJ.start and stop, this is called. Right? I don't feel so there is any kind of confusion after this point. Correct? Now, let's talk about upcasting. When you say upcasting, what we do, assign the child class reference to parent class, right? So, I'm creating machine M2. Is it a reference? Right. And I'm saying LOBJ, right? Here, I'll put this in comments so that आपको समझ में आएगा कि कौन सा method call हुआ है. This is allowed. This is also allowed. Correct? Right. Let us say I've created machine M2 is equal to LOBJ. And now I'm saying M2 dot start. अब आप मुझे बताइए, at this moment machine class का start call होगा कि laptop class का call होगा? Guys, my machine class M2 is referring to LOBJ. LOBJ क्या है? लैपटॉप क्लास का ऑब्जेक्ट. तो ये ऑब्वियसली मशीन क्लास के स्टार्ट को क्यों कॉल करेगा? Have I tried to store object of subclass in the reference of superclass? So when I say m2.start, is it giving a call to laptop.start? Have I done the upcasting at this point? Everyone, yes or no? Yes or no? ठीक है, hold on. Next point. Suppose, one more time, I'm writing machine M3. Quickly tell me what is M3. It's a reference. Of which type? Super or sub? Of super type. And I'm saying new laptop. New laptop कहा तो ये क्या बन जाएगा? Object. Of which type? Of subtype. Is it an anonymous object? Yes. Laptop का एक anonymous object, सब class का object आपने super class के reference में store किया. It is what? Upcasting. So I'll say M3 dot start. अब आप मुझे बताइए, आपने M3 dot start लिखा तो कौन से क्लास का start method call होगा? लैपटॉप का कि मशीन का? लैपटॉप. Are you okay? Have you understood up to this point? Yes or no? Got it. अब आप मुझे बताइए, machine class, I'll just draw a simple diagram. Machine class is having one method, laptop class is having two methods. So I'll say this is machine and this is laptop. Suppose इसके पास एक start method है, इसके पास start method है that is overridden and एक stop method है. Correct? Now, if I'm saying machine M3 is equal to new laptop, have I achieved upcasting? Yes. When I say M3 dot start, can you please tell me, will it go to laptop class? Will it go to machine class? It is going to start method of laptop. यहाँ तक समझ में आया? Right. Next point. Now suppose I'm saying M3 dot stop. Please tell me, M3 reference किसका है? मशीन का. क्या मशीन क्लास के पास stop method है क्या? नहीं है. So can I say, if I'm trying to perform upcasting, we can call only overridden methods. Okay? And if you try to call non-overridden method call, it is going to give you Java-C error because stop is non-overridden method. कुछ समझ में आया? Why it gave me the error? Everyone. Yes or no? So if I'm saying here, if we write m3.stop, it is a Java-C error. The reason is, मेरे machine class में stop method है ही नहीं, इसलिए वो कॉल ही नहीं करने देगा. रेफरेंस सुपर क्लास का है. कुछ समझ में आया? Everyone. Okay. Now let us understand. Suppose I'm saying laptop L1. Please tell me what is L1? Reference of subtype or supertype of subtype. I'm assigning this with M3. Quickly tell me, M3 कौन से टाइप का है? सुपर टाइप. सुपर टाइप का रेफरेंस क्या आप डायरेक्टली सब में अलाउ कर सकते हो क्या? आंसर इज नो. इट इज डाउनकास्टिंग दैट यू आर परफॉर्मिंग, बट आई कैन नॉट डू दैट. व्हाट आई हैव टू डू? आई हैव टू टाइप कास्ट इट एक्सप्लिसिटली. कैसे टाइप कास्ट करूंगी? ब्रैकेट में मैं लिख दूंगी लैपटॉप. इज इट ओके? नाउ फिर से एक और चीज ऑब्जर्व कीजिए. इज माई M3 is already pointing to subclass of type object? Yes. So have I proved the point, which is called as downcasting? Assigning a parent class reference M3, which is pointing to the subclass object, which is new laptop, to the reference of subtype. It is called as downcasting. तो अगर आपने अपकास्टिंग किया है तो आप सिर्फ ओवररिडन मेथड्स को ही कॉल कर सकते हो. बट इफ यू रियली वुड लाइक टू गो फॉर कॉलिंग L1.start and L1.stop, now it will work fine. Let's check. Can you see this, everyone? कुछ समझ में आया? So when you are performing upcasting, when you are performing downcasting, पहले आपको अपकास्टिंग कंपलसरी है. Okay. Downcasting is only possible after upcasting. Answer is yes. ठीक है? I'll wait over here and I'll let you know. 1 minute. Let us say I'm giving a call to super.start. Please understand. I hope you understand super.start will give a call to this start method. Correct. It means जब मैं लैपटॉप स्टार्ट करती हूँ तो मशीन क्लास का पहले स्टार्ट कॉल होना चाहिए, बाद में लैपटॉप स्टार्ट होना चाहिए. डू यू ऑल अग्री? Right. So now observe. If you directly assign new laptop to the machine M3, let me just put this into comments for some time. Can you see it is giving start method, machine started, laptop started. Correct? Because of super. But if you write M3.stop, it is not allowed. Next, when you say L1.start, L1.stop, it is going to start, machine started, laptop started, laptop stopped. Right? So what is the difference? If you are giving a call to the machine class with respect to methods, you can only give a call to the overridden methods. But you cannot give a call to the non-overridden method. Non-overridden methods can be called only with the help of that particular class object name. Are we okay? Right. Suppose I'm saying, let us assume, I'm saying मैंने मशीन M3 को कमेंट कर दिया और मैंने सिर्फ मशीन M3 इतना ही लिखा. Can you see it is giving error? Right. क्योंकि मैंने रेफरेंस तो बनाया है, बट वो रेफरेंस पॉइंट कहां पे कर रहा है वो मेंशन ही नहीं किया. Did you all understand? Everyone got it. Perfect. Any other point? Any other doubt? All right. Now, I'll draw the diagram for the same so that it will be easy for you to understand. Let us say we have created machine M3 is equal to new laptop. Correct? Right. Everyone knows it is upcasting. Correct? Next, I have said laptop L1 is equal to laptop M3. Laptop L1 is equal to laptop L3. Everyone knows it is downcasting. Correct? Now, next point. What is downcasting? As the definition says, I'll copy it once again so that you can understand properly. Assigning parent class reference. If I just underline this parent class reference, can you please tell me हमारा यहाँ पे parent class reference का नाम क्या है? M3. Perfect. Next, which is pointing to the child class object. Can you please tell me यहाँ पे मेरा child class object कौन सा है? I'll say new laptop. This is my child class object. Do you agree? And if I'm saying to the child class reference, अब आप मुझे बताइए, in our example, which is our child class reference? L1. Are we okay? Yes or no? यहाँ तक समझ में आया? Perfect. If I try to draw a diagram, right? Let us understand. I'll make a little space. So if you observe here, first of all, M3 is created. M3 is created and this M3, I'll increase a little bit font, right? Everyone knows it is of super type. Everyone knows it is going to get the stack data. Everyone knows it is nothing but the reference, right? M3 is equal to new laptop. Means, can I say a memory will be allocated to it? So here, object will be allocated. Again, here, this is nothing but of type laptop. This is nothing but subtype. It will get the space in the heap area. It is the object and of which type? Of laptop type. Okay? Right. Next, this is of super type, which is of type machine. Correct. So I hope you all have understood this first line. Correct? After that, I'm saying we have created laptop L1. So here, once again, L1 is one reference. So I'll create L1. Everyone knows this is of subtype. This is of stack. This will get, this is nothing but a reference. And it is of type laptop. Are we okay? Yes or no? Correct. What I have done, I have tried to perform assigning M3 to L1. Means, can I say, because of this connection will be made. Do you all agree? Yes or no? Everyone. Perfect. If you say in this scenario, here, I'll draw an arrow and tell me when you have assigned M3 towards this side and towards this side. Please observe super to sub. is upcasting. Correct? Sub to super, downcasting. कुछ समझ में आया? Everyone. I hope the things are clear now. Yes or no? तो please observe, मेरा जो reference है, whether it is of super type or a sub type, in that case, बीच में अगर machine है, right? If you have you can say machine in the center, right? Right side में object कौन से type का है? Laptop type का है. तो downcasting में reference भी कौन से type का है? Laptop का ही होना चाहिए. इसलिए यहाँ पे ब्रैकेट में दिया गया है which is pointing to child class object. Is it okay? So it means everything is pointing to similar type of reference. कुछ समझ में आया? Everyone. Perfect. Why we need to perform upcasting and downcast before performing this? Next diagram. I have not yet completed. Hold on. All right. Now, let us say, coming to your point, Prana, I'll take one more variation onto the same page so that everyone can understand the major difference. कि हमें अब आपको इतना समझ में आया कि जब आप डाउनकास्टिंग करते हो तो उसके पहले आपको अपकास्टिंग करना जरूरी है. Are we okay? Perfect. Now, let me take one more example. Suppose I'm writing machine M5 is equal to new machine. Assume I'm writing this. And I'm writing maybe laptop L4 is equal to, again laptop, and I'm saying M5, right? And I'm saying L4 dot start. Maybe I'll say L4 dot stop. Let us understand this scenario. We have created machine M5, which is of new machine. So one more time, I'll write few words. Everyone knows this is M5. This is of type machine. New machine kaha, so this connection will be maintained, right? And everyone also can easily tell me this is a reference in the stack area of which type? Subtype or super type? It is of super type. Next, here it is nothing but object, right? Instance of the object. It will get the space in the heap area. और ये object कौन से type का है? It is of, guys, new machine लिखा है, तो ये super type का ही रहेगा ना? How can you say it's subtype? It's a simple object. Correct? Perfect. Next point. I have said laptop L4. So here L4 is one reference which is created. At this moment, when I say L4, it is a reference of in the stack area of which type? Subtype or supertype? Of subtype. Correct? At this moment, please observe, when I have written let my M5 point to L4, एक रेफरेंस सुपर टाइप का सब टाइप में पॉइंट करना, it is not a JavaC error. But if you can observe, there is a huge difference. Super type का reference is pointing to super type object only. So how can I perform the downcasting to the subtype? So if I'm considering, can I say my M5 object is of super type, but a reference is of subtype? So am I assigning the parent class reference to the child class reference? Answer is yes. I'm assigning parent class reference to the child class reference. But am I following this rule pointing to the child class object? No. In this scenario, you are going to get one exception, which is called as class cast exception. That means you are performing wrong type of typecasting, you are performing wrong type of conversion. तो जब तक आप डायग्राम्स नहीं ड्रॉ करोगे तब तक आपको समझ में नहीं आएगा कि मेरा जो पैरेंट क्लास रेफरेंस है वो किसे होल्ड कर रहा है. Is it holding sub class object? Then upcasting and downcasting is okay. Is it holding the object of its own? Then upcasting and downcasting नहीं हो सकता. Okay? Is it okay? Everyone. I'll wait over here. Look at the diagram. If still you have issues, please ask. You will understand the concept of upcast. अभी आपको टेक्निकली अपकास्टिंग डाउनकास्टिंग क्या है वो समझ में आया, सिंटैक्टिकली समझ में आया, और हम जब कलेक्शन देखेंगे that moment you will also understand in detail about upcasting. Don't worry. I hope you have understood up to this point. Have you ever heard about the object slicing, upcasting, downcasting in C++? Right. Good. तो अभी आपको और डिटेल में समझ में आया कि एक्चुअली अपकास्टिंग डाउनकास्टिंग क्या है? Is it clearly understood? Perfect. So I'll wait here. Look at the code at your end and look at the diagram. Right. If it is done and understood, please post it into the chat box. Are you looking into the code? Shall I wait or proceed? Just put it into the chat box. I'll wait for 2 more minutes. Okay, I'll wait. In the second case, you have not even done upcasting and downcasting. The reason is यहाँ पे आपको क्लास कास्ट एक्सेप्शन होगा. अपकास्टिंग एंड डाउनकास्टिंग हम तब कर सकते हैं जब आपका पेरेंट क्लास रेफरेंस या तो आपके चाइल्ड क्लास रेफरेंस में स्टोर किया है या फिर पेरेंट क्लास रेफरेंस आपके चाइल्ड क्लास ऑब्जेक्ट को पॉइंट कर रहा है. If these two conditions are there, then only you will go for upcasting and downcasting. That means I cannot say every machine is a laptop, but I can say I'm representing my machine as a laptop. In that case, I'll go for upcasting and downcasting. Have you understood? If you say every machine is a laptop, then that is wrong. उसमें आप upcasting downcasting कुछ नहीं करोगे. If I'm saying laptop is a machine, that is just an inheritance. But if you say I am working in machines and every machine I'm representing them as a laptop, when you represent any reference of super in the subclass format, it is upcasting. So for example, if you have an electronic shop, you have so many number of machines in your electronic store. In that case, if you say I'm represent, and in that electronic store, there are so many number of machines which are present. तो मशीन के फीचर्स को मैं लैपटॉप के में रिप्रेजेंट कर रही हूँ, I will say it is upcasting. मशीन को मैं as a washing machine रिप्रेजेंट कर रही हूँ, it is upcasting. Machine I'm representing some smartwatch, it is a upcasting. Why I'm using this over here? It is because I want to represent that specific machine give features to the external. That's all. So when you say machine M5 is equal to new laptop, it is upcasting. When you say M3, you have assigned it to this laptop. It is downcasting. Here, when you are downcasting it, आपको explicitly typecast करना जरूरी है. Otherwise, it will not understand how do I represent. जैसे आपको narrowing down करने के लिए explicit typecasting करना पड़ता है, वैसे आपको downcasting करने के लिए explicit typecasting करना पड़ता है. Upcasting and downcasting can be done in case of inheritance only. Normal classes में नहीं possible है ना. सब क्लास सुपर क्लास के रेफरेंसेस के साथ जब हम ट्रीट कर रहे हैं, when we talk about super and sub classes, then that means I'm working with inheritance. All right. Check this out. M3 is pointed to L1. M3 is pointed to L1. But what is M3? It's an object. What is M3? It is object pointing to laptop. And L1 is just a reference. So how your M3 is of super type. L1 is of sub type. Super को sub में we cannot allocate directly. We need to do typecasting. Okay. Shall we go ahead, everyone, so that I can give you the meaning of interface. All right. ठीक. Now, suppose let's talk about the next concept called as interface. Now, whenever, let us assume I'm using a scanner class, correct? Let us assume I'm using file class. Let us assume I'm using some database related application and I'm using some, okay, I'll just write database operation. I'm performing this. Now, when I'm working with the scanner class, I want to, you can say, use the resource. Resource can be keyboard or a printer. When I'm working with a file, I'm using a resource. What's the resource? It can be a file, it can be CPU, it can be some storage area, hard disk, and so on. When I'm using database related operations, I'm actually using some resource, which is nothing but your actual database, MySQL ka database, and so on. So that means I'm using different classes and I'm using different resources associated with them. अब एक बार मैंने resource use किया, in that case, I need to close that resource. तो suppose उसके लिए function है close. Again, if I say file, मुझे close होना चाहिए. If I'm working with database, मेरे पास एक common method close होना चाहिए. Correct? That means when I'm working with the scanner class, I need a close method who can close the resources. When I'm saying file, I need a close method. When I'm working with database, I need a close method. Now, everyone, can you please tell me who is the super class for the scanner class? Scanner का super class कौन सा है? Object. Perfect. Next, file class का super class object. डेटाबेस के लिए जो भी हम क्लास यूज करेंगे उसका भी सुपर क्लास ऑब्जेक्ट रहेगा. करेक्ट. नाउ व्हेन आई से आई नीड अ कॉमन फंक्शन क्लोज, तो इन शॉर्ट कैन आई से इट इज गोइंग टू क्लोज सम ऑब्जेक्ट, राइट? स्कैनर क्लास का ऑब्जेक्ट रहेगा, क्लोज रहेगा. फाइल क्लास का ऑब्जेक्ट क्लोज रहेगा. डेटाबेस का ऑब्जेक्ट क्लोज रहेगा, एंड सो ऑन. नाउ इफ आई एम सेइंग इन दिस सिनेरियो I have the scanner class. Let us check. In java.util package, you have the scanner class, and this scanner class is having method called as close. Do you agree? Can you see this? Perfect. Now, if I'm clicking on this close, check this out. The close method closes the scanner. But where it is specified in the interface closable. Now, Let us understand, अगर मैं scanner class में भी close method रहता था, let us say file class. For example, I'll go to java.io, and in java.io also you have a file class, and here I have methods, and here also you do not have a close method. Okay, so let us check in your java. You can say we have gone over your scanner class. You have interface closable, correct? Now, let us say, first of all, what is interface? Suppose in program, I have multiple classes. This is the scenario in case of inheritance. In C++, it was easily available for us. This is called as multiple inheritance. Do you agree? Right. अगर मुझे यहाँ पे class C का definition लिखना है, तो I'll say class C, and you would have written public A or public B and so on. But in Java, can I say I can use extends only once? Right. I cannot write extends A comma B. I cannot write extends A, extends B. No. But I want to achieve this kind of inheritance. So what I can do is, I will make this as class and I will make this as interface. So I'll say class C extends A, implements. This is what will be the syntax. So if I have more than one particular class as a base class, then I'll go for interface. Now, someone will ask me, can I make A as an interface? Can I make A as an interface and B as a class? That is also absolutely okay. जैसे जैसे हम programs देखोगे वैसे आपको समझ में आएगा. So here I'll write extends B, implements A. So interface means one base class is there which is having extends. But if I want multiple number of classes as the base class, I cannot make them as a class. I have to create an interface which will give me some common functionalities. I'll tell you the reason. I'll tell you the example, that close example once again. Now, someone will say, I have two or more base classes, maybe A, B, C, and let us say I have one more derived class. I'll say here, this is what is the hierarchy. I have A, B, and C as base and D as a derived. So how can I go ahead? This is also multi-level inheritance. How I'll write? I'll say class D maybe extends A, implements B, C. So one class can have only extending feature for one class, and implements can be one or more. Means we can inherit one class at a time using extends keyword, but we can implement one or more number of interfaces with respect to implements keyword. This is called as need of interface. When in Java, you want to achieve multiple inheritances, then you can go for interface concept. Second, अगर आपने बेस में इसे क्लास बनाया है तो आपको यहाँ पे एक्सटेंड्स कीवर्ड यूज करना पड़ेगा. एंड अगर आपने रेस्ट अदर इनको इंटरफेस बनाया, इसे इंटरफेस बनाया, तो कीवर्ड यूज्ड इज implements. Is it okay? Have you understood the meaning, the first need of interfaces? Perfect. Let us observe. Let's go ahead into this slide. Suppose अब मैं आपको बोलती हूँ स्कैनर क्लास को भी क्लोज मेथड चाहिए, फाइल क्लास को भी क्लोज मेथड चाहिए, इस क्लास को भी क्लोज मेथड चाहिए. Is it a good practice to define the same method in each and every class? No. आज ही हमने देखा, right? अगर मुझे same function name multiple classes में चाहिए, तो what I normally do, I create something called as one class, जहाँ पे मैं abstraction बनाती थी. Do you agree? Right. But here, I'll say I'm having one interface closable. This is predefined interface in Java in which we have the method called as close method. अब ये ऐसा क्यों किया, इसे इंटरफेस क्यों बनाया, इसे हमने क्लास क्यों नहीं बनाया? Let us understand. Suppose if I want to write class scanner definition, right? तो आप मुझे बताइए, आप लिखते थे क्लास स्कैनर एंड क्लास स्कैनर के आगे हमें पता है इट इज एक्सटेंडिंग फ्रॉम विच क्लास? एक्सटेंडिंग फ्रॉम विच क्लास? एक्सटेंड्स फ्रॉम ऑब्जेक्ट क्लास. डू यू रिमेंबर? यस और नो? अगर एक बार स्कैनर क्लास में एक्सटेंड्स फ्रॉम ऑब्जेक्ट हो गया तो कैन आई राइट इट इज ऑल्सो एक्सटेंडिंग फ्रॉम द क्लोजेबल? कैन आई राइट लाइक दिस? नो. इसलिए जावा ने हमें यहां पे कहा कि यू कैन हैव मल्टीपल इंटरफेसेस, इसलिए यहां पे यूज द वर्ड implements. Did you understand the need of interface? It means when I have multiple number of base classes, I cannot go for all the classes creation. I'll make one as a class, rest all as interface. Okay? Did you understand? Right. So let us say, I'll just save that this as a need of interface. All right. So once again, let us go to why I'm taking scanner class as an example, because you guys are comfortable in this, looking into that class. So let us say I'll go to java.util. Correct. I'll go to scanner class. Right. Right. Please observe. Do you all understand up to this point? Everyone. अब तक मैं इतना ही बता रही थी आपको. Correct? Now, can you see it is saying implements, iterator and closable. Can you see this? Right. Again, I request everyone, for time being, ये angular brackets को आप pending में रखो. वो आपको कल पता चलेगा क्यों है generics के बाद. But at least आपको इतना समझ में आ रहा है कि I have a class called as the name scanner. It is declared as final because I cannot inherit it. It is declared as public because I'm going to access it outside the java.util. It is extending from the object class because the supermost class is object. And since I've used the word extends once with the scanner class, I have implemented two more interfaces. Means if I try to draw a hierarchy for this scanner class, तो वो दिखेगा कैसे? Base class में I will have something called as scanner. And top में I will have object as the class, and in the base I have two more interfaces where this is nothing but iterator and this is nothing but closable. So here this will be my class inheritance, correct? This will be my interface inheritance. So here when I'm using this, it is nothing but class. This is nothing but interface. This is nothing but interface. When you use class, you use the keyword extends. When you use interface, you use the keyword implements. Have you all understood the need of interface? What does it mean? It means that scanner is a class who can have its own functionalities. Scanner is a derived class who can access all the methods from the object class. Scanner is a class who can reuse the features of iterator interface, and scanner is a class who can reuse the feature of interface closable. It means one class is derived. There are three things in the base. It can reuse the features of those classes. Have you understood up to this point? Right. So you can have extension of only one class in Java, and that's why there's a limitation, and that's a language feature. You cannot change that. Okay? All right. एक और reason है. Let me tell you. Suppose I'm having this type of inheritance. Let us say this is my class A, where I have N1 variable. I have class B where I have n2 variable. I have class C where I have n3 variable. And let us say I have class D. Assume n1 ने मुझे यहाँ पे वैल्यू दिया है 5, n2 value is 6, n3 value is 7, correct? And let us say I have n4 variable whose value is 8. Assume I'm performing this type of inheritance. Quickly tell me, everyone, यहाँ पे B के पास कौन से वेरिएबल का एक्सेस रहेगा? एक n1, दूसरा n2. Do you all agree? Right. Suppose B ने n1 की वैल्यू फिर से अपडेट कर दिया 88, n2 की वैल्यू 6. Can B can modify n1? Yes, because it is having the accessibility. Next, अगर मैं यहाँ पे बात करती हूँ, I will have n1. Let us say C have modified n1 as 99 and keeping n3 as 7. Now, can you please observe and tell me, when you reach to D को कौन से varieties का variable मिल रहा है? n1, n2, n3 and n4. Do you all agree? Right. Next important point. If you observe this area, if you go ahead into this particular path, correct, then n1 की वैल्यू क्या मिल रही है? 88, n2 की वैल्यू 6, n3 की वैल्यू 7 and n4 की वैल्यू 8, correct? Here, if you talk this particular area, this particular path, तो आपको n1 की वैल्यू क्या मिल रही है? It is 99, n2 6, n3 7, n4 8. अब आप बताइए, is it a problem of n1 value in both the scenarios at the same level D? Right. Why it happened? Because class D is having two base classes called, that's the reason class D extend B extend C. इस problem को C++ में आप diamond problem बोलते थे, right? And when you talk about diamond problem, what was the solution? The solution was virtual and pure virtual functions or virtual base class. Do Java have a virtual base class concept? No. अगर जावा वर्चुअल नहीं सप्लाई कर रहा है तो डायमंड प्रॉब्लम का सॉल्यूशन भी तो जावा को ही देना पड़ेगा ना. इसलिए जावा में यू कैन नॉट गो फॉर दी मोर देन वन क्लास एक्सटेंशन. आई होप यू हैव गॉट द नीड. Is it okay? Perfect. I'll not write the program, but let us go ahead. You can see with this next point, with the examples. Please observe. I'll go to closable. Can you see and tell me closable क्या है? Closable क्या है? Interface. How did you recognize? उसके आगे interface keyword लिखा हुआ है. Check this out. I'm just going through the documentation, helping you out to read the document. You will write the program tomorrow. Can you see public interface closable extends another interface? Auto closable. ठीक है? Next. Just observe the documentation. I'll go to java.lang package. Let me go to java.lang. As you know all, java.lang package, any package in fact, can consist of classes, can consist of enums, can consist of interfaces. Are you now able to recognize what is the word interface means? Perfect. Next, I'll go to integer class. This you know. Please observe and tell me, can you see integer class के पास already extends number है, तो बाकी की functionality अगर implement करनी है, तो it is having implements comparable. Can you conclude from this line comparable क्या होगा? Class होगा कि interface होगा? 100% comparable interface होगा. Angular bracket, forget about it. Don't worry, I'll come to that point. Are you okay? Right. Next, please check. Here, it is saying it implements one interface comparable. But can you see all implemented interfaces? Means और भी interface वो implement करता है, something called as serializable. So serializable is another interface. Okay. Again, you can check string class. Please observe, is my string class is implementing how many interfaces? Observe carefully and tell me. 3. One is serializable, comparable and character sequence. Comparable आपको समझ में आएगा interfaces and collection में बताऊंगी वो, don't worry. But अभी आपको class का definition से इतना तो समझ में आएगा कि क्लास क्यों फाइनल है, क्यों पब्लिक है, what is extends, why it is implementing. Also, let us check. Maybe you can go to system class. Is my system class is implementing any interface? No. Correct? Next, I'll go to something called as, maybe I'll go to string buffer. Is it implementing interfaces? Yes, it is implementing two interfaces. Okay? All right. I have gone to closable. What is closable? It is an interface. Correct? Can you see? Closable ka super interface is auto closable. It means if I try to say Java में एक इंटरफेस दूसरे इंटरफेस को एक्सटेंड कर सकता है, तो क्लोजेबल से एक और हायरार्की बनती है which is nothing but auto closable. What exactly it is? It is nothing but interface. Please ensure and remember this point. One interface can extend another interface. एक इंटरफेस दूसरे इंटरफेस को एक्सटेंड कर सकता है, एक क्लास दूसरे इंटरफेस को इंप्लीमेंट कर सकता है. सो प्लीज ऑब्जर्व, क्लोजेबल इज एक्सटेंडिंग फ्रॉम another interface called as auto closable. What is auto closable? It is a interface. कुछ समझ में आया everyone? Yes or no? Right. अब if I ask you a question, is my scanner class is implementing closable interface? Yes or no? Yes. ऐसा क्यों? क्योंकि इन स्कैनर क्लास को जो क्लोज मेथड की फंक्शनैलिटी है वो क्लोजेबल में से आती है. ऑब्जेक्ट क्लास के अंदर क्लोज मेथड है क्या? नहीं. ऑब्जेक्ट क्लास के खुद के 11 मेथड्स है. तो इफ आई एम यूजिंग एनी रिसोर्स तो वो क्लोजेबल के पास जाएगा, क्लोज मेथड को कॉल करेगा. आर वी ओके? Have you understood? So you can check once again to the documentation. Closable is an interface. उसको कोई fields या constructor नहीं होते हैं, उसको सिर्फ method declarations होते हैं. Method is close. Correct? Once again, let us observe the documentation. Please see this. I have an interface closable. इसका super interface कौन है? Auto closable. Can you see? It is having sub interfaces. इतने सारे उसके सब इंटरफेसेस है. You do not have to remember. Just I'm showing you the documentation. And can you please observe all known implemented classes? It means कौन से जावा में क्लासेस अवेलेबल है जो क्लोजेबल इंटरफेस को इंप्लीमेंट करते हैं. मैंने आपको कौन सा एग्जांपल बताया? स्कैनर क्लास बताया. So you can check somewhere into this ABCD format में you can say alphabetical order में ये सारे classes रहेंगे. Can you see here scanner class in S? Right. So which are the classes who implements closable interface? That is scanner class is one of the example. When you work with socket programming, socket server socket, क्योंकि मुझे socket को भी close करना पड़ता है. When you go with file, so there are many classes, file input stream, file output stream, file reader, file writer. इन सबको resources लगते हैं तो उन्हें close करना पड़ता है. When you say piped input stream, maybe you are writing print function, print stream, and so on. इन सबको close करना पड़ेगा. The reason is they all use some resources. Since I cannot have a close method in object class, क्योंकि हर एक object को close करने की जरूरत नहीं है. आपने integer object बनाया तो आप उसको क्लोज नहीं करोगे. आपने फ्लोट ऑब्जेक्ट बनाया उसे आप क्लोज नहीं करोगे. बट यस, आपने फाइल ऑब्जेक्ट बनाया उसे क्लोज करना पड़ेगा. इसलिए क्लोज मेथड ऑब्जेक्ट क्लास में नहीं रख के इसे हमें यू कैन से क्लोजेबल में रखा गया. हैव यू ऑल अंडरस्टूड अप टू दिस पॉइंट? एवरीवन. Tomorrow I'll talk about sc.close in more detail, but at least did you understand how the documentation is formed with respect to interface? So I've talked about upcasting, downcasting. We have seen dynamic method dispatch, dynamic binding or runtime polymorphism in today's session. Annotation we will take in one session. I've given you little bit introduction about interface. Let the slides be with you. Tomorrow I'll start with examples of interface and then probably we can go to generics, right? So I'll pause here. Hope you have understood today's sessions and